everybody, and welcome back to the Jingle Jam 2016. I'm joined today by my father, Alan Brindley, Mr. Brindley Senior.
Hello, everybody. I'd better face that way, had I?
You can face whatever way you want.
Well, if I face that way, I can't see what I'm doing.
You can lounge. You can get the chair up. You can sit up straight. You can do a yoga position. You can sit however you want.
Okay. I'll try not to dance on the table.
I like to imagine this is quite a cozy stream where we're sitting in a warm log cabin. There's a roaring fire.
Yep.
It's snowing outside.
Oh, lovely. Bottle of gin.
A bottle of gin on the mantelpiece.
Oh, good. Just to look at, of course.
Maybe it's warmed, actually. Maybe it's warming over the fire. A little gin, a warm mulled gin.
That's new. Yes, I haven't heard of that before. Mulled gin.
I'm sure that they do that. They do mulled wine and mulled cider.
They do. This is true.
So I'm going to set on myself. I'm going to take my shoes off, actually, just to get in the mood. Because, you know...
Why? We're going to do some dancing?
Well, I don't take my shoes off when I dance. Do you?
Sometimes. Depends what socks I've got on.
Right. What socks have you got on today?
Well, look at those. Don't you think they're okay?
They are gorgeous, Dad. They'll do.
I don't suppose anyone can see them, can they?
If you lift your leg up high enough, people
look
can
at those.
See. And they're very nice, Dad.
Yeah, wonderful socks. Colourful socks.
So, do you dance often in your socks?
Sometimes. Not often, no. No, occasionally.
What would provoke that to happen?
Well, probably several gins.
Okay, right. People are going to start knowing where I get it from. I never thought I got the gin thing from you, but these are the things you learn when you talk to your
this is true,
your father.
Lewis,
you realise that you were predestined to be a gin fan. It wasn't something that you came up with originally at all. It was just.
I'm not sure that it's in the genes, but who knows?
It was passed on. I was weaned on it.
Well, I don't think your mother would say that.
No. Although I was given a bit of ouzo to shut up, I think, when I was a kid occasionally, when I was being a bit too rowdy.
Oh, yes. Ouzo's a good drink, yeah. I like ouzo.
When was the last time you had some ouzo?
Oh, not all long ago. Actually, it's probably about 6 months.
Okay, yeah, you're not a heavy drinker, are you? Really?
No.
So we're here on Jingle Jam 2016. It's been a very successful Christmas, Jingle Jam, so far.
I hear you've made a lot of money for charity.
We're currently at 2.246.
Wow.
125.
That is a lot.
13.
That's really good. I think the people out there are obviously supporting you very well.
People are very, very generous. They've been incredibly generous this year. Both people donating their money and people giving up their time and effort and giving up their games or throwing ways to raise money in, and it's been great. It's been mind blowing, actually. Really, really good.
I think this is amazing. This is the best ever, isn't it?
Yeah, this is like better than the last 2 years combined, Dad.
Yes, it is. But then you've got a greater number of charities available, haven't you? For people to donate towards.
People can pick whatever they want, actually. So if you donated,
that's really good. Yeah.
I love the diversion. I just asked, have you donated?
I haven't.
No, but who would you donate to if you were donating to charity? Because we could get people to donate tonight to a specific charity.
Really?
Yeah, there's that 3,000 on there.
How many?
3,000 to pick between.
Good gracious.
Well, there's a lot of charities, a lot of people doing good work out there.
Yeah, well, that's true. But I must say, 3,000.
What are you into?
What am I into?
Yeah.
I think we're into really two things. We spend money internationally. We give money to things like WarTrade.
That's on there, I think.
And also, of course, locally,
WarTrade is on there,
to our own particular local charities.
Because we can pick, if you've got a particular charity in mind, we could say to people, if you want to ask Dad a question, if you want to ask me a question, you can donate a little bit of dollars to the charity drive. And
well, probably some of the people that we would contribute to are not on your list.
There's 3,000 here, Dad.
Yes, but I mean, it wouldn't have the local scout group in the town that I live in, would it?
It wouldn't have Chippewagonga Scout Association, no, and I don't know what they do with $2.2 million anyway.
I wouldn't expect them to get $2.2 million, but they certainly will be able to build a wonderful new scout up, which they're actually trying to do at the moment. That's what they are, actually raising money to build a new scout up.
Is the Scout Association a charity? I don't think it is.
The Scout Association itself is, yes.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Now, you used to be a scout for a long time. You've got a big fondness for the scouting movement, haven't you?
I have indeed, yes.
You were a scout leader?
I was, yeah.
And you were a scout master?
They used to call them scout masters, yes. They call them scout leaders now.
Ah.
A scout master's sort of old-fashioned, isn't it, really?
A scout grandmaster?
No. Oh, dear. Yes, scouting's changed a lot, Lewis, since I was in, and indeed, since you were in. I remember you were in for quite a number of years.
I enjoyed my time in Scouts. It was good. So yeah, so obviously, if you want to ask any questions to Dad, and we can talk about this. So, have you got any fond memories of scouting? What's when you think of scouting? What is your sort of standout memory that you remember?
Standout memory.
Tell me a story. Story time.
I think there were various stages I went through in scouting. After being a scout, I became assistant scout leader. And then I became assistant rover scout leader, and that's lads who were over 21. And then after that, I became the senior scout leader. And all of those were different age groups. And so, of course, we did different things. By and large, we did different things. But the rover scouts, we used to go to rover moots and indulge in all sorts of enjoyable practices, games, knocking people off bars and logs and things like that. It was good fun.
So this is when you were in your 20s?
Yes, but I mean, on the serious side, what we used to do, we used to go to the local campsite, say once a month, and act as the wardens on that campsite and test lads in the scouts who were doing badges.
You're not interviewing for a CV, Dad.
No, I'm not. What a shame.
You're not interviewing for a job.
I thought perhaps I'd be able to get back into it.
You don't need to tell me about all of your Duke of Edinburgh expeditions where you climbed up, Mount Kilimanjaro or whatever. I want to hear about you being naughty. I want to hear about you, being a naughty teenager or naughty 20-year-old. I want to hear a real story from your childhood or from your 20s.
You can't ever...
I was very naughty, and I'm sure many people have had stories about when they were naughty. You've got nothing. You've hidden it all. I know. Just tell me a naughty story. Go on. What do you remember from? No one is going to hold you to account.
Look, remember, Lewis, we're going back a long time.
Okay, you were 100% dib dob dob dob. You never did anything naughty.
Well, it's difficult to remember. one forgets the naughty things. It's better to have a memory where you forget the naughty things, I think.
I'm just checking if you received coal for Christmas or if you were a goody two shoes. I'm just interested. That's all. Just trying to find out.
Yes, not quite sure about the term goody two shoes. Explain what you mean by goody two shoes.
Well, it's just a saying, isn't it?
Yeah, so, I guess it is. Yeah.
Goodness me! So go on, give me a story. I've got some questions here, and sort of one of them is, these are interesting questions, but we'll go to the audience after we've done this one. But come on, I want to hear something, some strong memory from early in your life where you did something naughty. Do you have one of those?
No. I mean, the naughtiest thing I ever did was to kick a football through somebody's window.
Well, I mean, what did you do in that? What did you do then?
Run away.
Right, okay.
Naturally.
Well, who knew my dad had such an unblemished childhood?
Apart from the odd scrumping exercise.
What's that, just taking someone else's apples?
Yes, or fruit or whatever happened to be around. Raspberries.
Raspberries? Did you... Oh, well, just nicking... Well, so, okay. So, tell me one thing that you remember from your childhood about the world that you miss. Because the world's very different now to how it used to be in your childhood. Is there something that you miss?
Things I miss?
Yeah.
Yes. what was nice about being a little kid was that I lived quite near to my grandfather, one of my grandfathers, who had an allotment. And he grew vegetables and soft fruits on this allotment. And it was really good. I used to go down there with my cousin and we'd sit and eat.
I didn't know what I expected. Okay. Sure.
Which was good. This, of course, you
and your
realise...
granddad's like, get out of my garden!
Yeah,
You're always eating all my soft fruits!
Well, we did it when he wasn't there.
Right.
Naturally. Yeah, that was the case. I remember that really well because we lived very close. Our family lived 2 doors away from a grandfather and about 3 doors away from a cousin. So, the 2 of us, Gerald, you remember him, practically the same age, we used to play together. It was good. And then as we got older, we used to go off to the local park, enjoy ourselves.
Smoke.
Actually, no.
Everyone smoked back then, it's okay.
In those days, we'd never heard of smoking, we knew the adults smoked, but we didn't smoke. No.
So tell me about your grandfather then. So what do you remember about him?
Well, my grandfather, not on my father's side, on my mother's side. What I remember about him was that he was in the First World War and he was taken prisoner very early on, in the very early stages of the war, and was held as a prisoner of war until the end of the war. And when the end of the war came, he came home, and my mother, who was being a very young girl when he went and joined the army, didn't recognise him. And I thought that was rather unusual. But what I remember about him, most of all, is that he only had the stump of an arm on his right arm. Now, I had always believed, and he always told us, that he lost that in the war. And I believed that forever until he died. And I was talking to my cousin about the war and, the fact that he'd been injured. And my cousin said to me, that story is not true. I said, what do you mean it's not true? He said he never lost it in the war at all. I said, well, we all believed he lost it. Yes, he said, we did all believe it, but that's not actually the truth because my mother told me, that's my mother's sister, my auntie. What happened was that he worked in the building trade and he had an injury and he got gangrene and he had to take his arm off.
A brick fell on it.
So there we are. For years, I'd always believed there was a sort of war veteran injured in the war. Not at all. Not at all. Man, he was very good at telling the tale, you see. I mean, he told us that when we were little kids. That's what happened.
Oh, yes, so I was charging at them, of course, charging across the trenches.
Bang.
And one of the Hun came out with his machete and chopped my arm straight off. I said, I surrender. I could only do it with one arm because I had the other one chopped off.
Yes.
And they took me prisoner. Well, when I came back, your mother didn't even recognise me because I only had one arm. She thought I'd married a man with 2 arms.
But he was always very generous towards the German people. He did say that although he'd been a prisoner of war for 4 years, nearly 4 years, he was treated very well, fed well, he was looked after. In other words, so it's no argument. He wasn't against them at all, although they were fighting them.
Well, I mean, that was the thing that happened, wasn't it, in the first year of the war? There was the very famous Christmas truce, wasn't there?
Yes, and
where,
the football.
Out across the trenches, the British people start hearing the Germans saying, "Hello, Englishmen," and they all went up and exchanged cigarettes and played football all across the line. It was this big ceasefire because I think that they were, most people at the fighting these wars were just people caught up in political.
Yeah.
And I mean, it didn't actually happen after that because they cracked down on the officers. They said, this can't happen again. This is serious business. You can't be doing this. But it shows, I think it showed there that there was this sort of, goodness really.
But who threw the football onto the field?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Where did it come from? Did it come from the German side or did it come from the English side?
I think there were lots of football games up and down the lines. There were lots of certainly meetings and people, swapping stories and giving each other presents. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to imagine what it was
very
like
hard.
During World War
You're really
I.
right. Yeah,
it was a real war on an epic scale. The trenches, the battle lines were hundreds of miles long. You think of battles historically as 6,000 men against 6,000 men, and they run at each other. The warfare sort of really dramatically changed, and I don't think that anyone sort of knew what to expect when they were going off to war. Certainly, Tolkien, wrote Lord of the Rings, and he was very famously, he's sort of thought to have been at Verdun, which is one of the most. We talk in Britain about the Somme being a terrible day, but the French talk about a day. I mean, the Somme was weeks long, but Verdun is kind of the French version of that. It was this terrible, terrible kind of place that wasn't really worth very much, and it was bombed and shelled, and it just kind of destroyed, and it became this kind of flaming charnel house of horrors. And Tolkien very famously sort of almost like that was Mordor. That was his idea of hell. It was kind of this image, and you could sort of feel it through.
It is true that the French lost more people there than we did in the Somme. Yeah, it was a terrible battle for them. It really was awful.
Anyway, we shouldn't get too much into World War I because it was pretty.
It's a long time
depressing.
ago.
But so your grandfather was I guess because the Somme was quite late, wasn't it? It was 1916,
yes,
1917.
it was certainly. He was captured very early on.
Yeah. So was he part of the early sort of? Did he sign up early? Was he part of the British Expeditionary Force? Was he a professional soldier originally?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't a professional soldier, but he was. He volunteered almost immediately.
Right.
Yeah. Now I don't know why he volunteered, but he did. Also, of course, his younger brother, Bill, he also volunteered and went and spent the whole of the war in France and came back perfectly all right, apart from the normal illnesses that soldiers suffer from, trench feet, such like.
Oh my goodness, it was a different world, really. So Amanda Damon has donated some money. She says, "Hello, Mr. Brindley. You remind me a lot of my grandfather, who we unfortunately lost to cancer back in 2003. The dynamic you have with Lewis on stream is very similar to one we once had together, so it always makes me happy when you're on the Jingle Jam. I hope that donating money to the causes you guys are supporting, such as Cancer Research UK, will help out those who need the help they deserve. Thank you very much for that."
Thank you.
Thank you to Megan C. Says, "Mr. Brindley, what was your favourite game growing up? And have you ever got Lewis to try and play it?"
No, I'm sure Lewis wouldn't like it. I did try to get him interested in playing football, but and he did play a little bit, but I think he lost interest after a time, didn't you?
Well, I remember you taking me to football practice quite regularly, trying to get me to go. Yeah, competitive dad. But I think you did give up when you realised I was a bit of a weedy kind of uncoordinated. Yeah, I wasn't there. I wasn't the ideal kind of football playing
really.
son, was I?
No.
But it didn't stop you from having to go and standing on the sidelines shouting,
"Go on, get stuck in."
Kids still. So did you play football when you were a kid?
Yes, all the time.
Were you good?
Not bad.
What did you prefer to play?
I played centre forward.
Oh, right. So doing all the work and scoring the goals.
I won't say, scoring goals. You're not doing much work, but trying to score goals.
Getting all the glory.
And then I was promoted to be a winger because I was pretty fast.
Okay.
I was pretty good on 100 metres.
That's what they called you.
It was 100 yards in those days.
Lightning Brindley.
Lightning Brindley, yeah.
That's where you got that nickname.
Down the wing, cross the ball.
Yeah. Snap.
Yeah. I never quite made the school first 11.
Right, okay, though.
Which was a shame. I would like to have made it, but I was always relegated to the second team.
Do you think it would have changed your life?
I doubt it.
No.
No, I doubt it. I doubt it very much. Although I did play for the Old Albions, that's the old school, Old Albions second 11, for several years after I'd left school.
Was that a good way to sort of keep in touch with the old...
It was a good way to keep in touch with some of the lads at school, yes. Yeah, because quite a lot. You see, as you gradually get older, then people drop off. You know, they get married, go away, they leave the town. But you see, I stayed in the town when I left school, as did quite a number of lads. So yes, we had a good time.
So you're coming up to 80 now.
Yeah.
So it's a good 65 years since you left school.
Is it?
Well, when did you leave school? At 16?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, why are you criticising me? 64 years.
Are you telling everybody my age now, are you?
Well, no, you don't mind. Do you?
No, I don't mind. I mean, what is age?
What is age?
Yeah. It's feeling old.
Right. Do you think so? Are you still in contact with any of your school friends from back in the day?
Indeed I do, yes. I keep in touch with the gentleman who was my prefect at school, but we didn't call them prefects, we call them preposters.
Right.
That's the Latin for prefect.
Okay. A Derby school.
That's right. And I also keep in touch with someone who was in my year. Although it wasn't in my particular class, it was in my year, and we lived very close together. So I'll still see both of them. I wouldn't say frequently, but regularly. Once, twice a year, 3 times a year.
So you were born in 37?
Correct.
37? So when you were going to school, it was about 50... When you left school, it was 52, 53?
53.
And so, this is the sort of era after the war. And so you are going to be... I guess you weren't a baby boomer, were you? You weren't one of the big generation that was born after the war.
No, pre-war.
So did that mean... How did that affect your sort of classes and your school system? Were there... Because we're used to sort of having every year being about 100 kids. Was it similar with your school?
No, it was a small school, and it was only a 2-form intake every year. That was about 30 lads in each form, so it would be about 60 lads every year going in.
Right.
So it was not only a small school. With the 6th form, I suppose it was certainly less than 500.
Sorry, so mine was closer to probably 150 per year, I think, and then some bigger schools I know are a lot bigger than that.
Oh, I know they are, yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's quite a small.
It was quite
kind
small.
of school.
Yes, it was a sort of school where you practically knew every teacher, or master as it was called there.
Right.
And also the head teacher. In fact, the head teacher or headmaster, as it was, taught himself quite a lot of classes.
So but they were all Latin and Greek and things like that, were they?
Well, yes.
Yes.
Well, they're not me. I didn't do either of those.
Okay. Did you get a choice?
You had a choice in some ways, but in other ways, no. What would happen is they would test you after a year when you'd done some French. And if you were good at French, you could be elevated to doing Latin, or possibly subsequently Greek.
Right. So you were bad at French, so you didn't have to do Latin.
I wasn't good enough to move to the Latin stream, no.
You weren't good enough. I like the diplomatic.
I had to move to the German stream.
Okay. Is that the backup?
Backup, yes, it was. It was backup. Yeah.
Well, let's do some delicious. Thank you to Rachel and Jason from Texas. Thank you very much to Toby Shotter, who says, these streams are a big part of Christmas for me. I think what you're doing is brilliant. Keep it up. Thank you. Thank you to A.H. Kieran and Katerina. Katerina sent me a nice message. She just said, "Get in my bed."
Oh, dear. Oh.
I'm sure that's not how she sounds.
No. But, sure. She must be cold.
It's probably cold. Yeah, that could be the only reason I would imagine.
Absolutely.
Getting in. Mason Haddon says, great work, Lewis and Dad. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Elliot Mariuto says, love watching your videos when I'm down or bored. So just keeping updated. Don't stop what you're doing. Thank you, Elliot. So TV Max Games says, question for Lewis's dad. Was Lewis always crazy?
Was Lewis always? Not always crazy, no. Quite often he was quite normal.
I don't think I'm crazy. That's the thing. I think I'm boring.
There could be occasions when you were crazy.
Okay. What were those occasions? Do you remember any particular?
I do remember on one occasion when I think you must have fallen out with me.
Right.
And you punched the door and made a hole in the door frame.
Okay. I think every teenager's done that once or twice, though, right?
Well, okay, yes, possibly, but I don't know any other teenager of your ilk who did it.
I think every teenager's done that, right? So I don't think that's
that
unique.
Famous occasion, of course, which I mentioned before, when you dyed your hair blonde.
Well, that was just a phase, wasn't it?
A phase, yeah. Well, it was. It was a phase.
Also, that was for charity.
I know, and you did very well. You started off very early, doing work for good work for charities.
I started off doing work, being roped into doing local church jumble sales down at the Scout Hut.
You did.
Where you'd go down and it would be a load of bin bags of basically people bringing stuff to this thing, which they would normally just chuck in the bin. Right?
And it was chaos trying to sort it out.
And you'd go through all these bin bags of absolute crap, wouldn't you? There was so much crap people would bring
Which you'd immediately put into a bin bag, yeah.
And I would stand behind an old wooden table in the Scout Hut, freezing cold, loaded up, like piled up with dirty old teddies.
Wait a minute, freezing cold Scout Hut, that was before your mother got into action.
Yeah. So she raised enough money to get some heaters.
She raised some money, got some money, organised the heaters. Yes, she did.
Those heaters were very good.
Yeah.
I remember being there on the day they installed those. I can't be very old, though. I think sometimes you go back to places when you're older. And I think I went back to the Scout Hut. And I thought, crikey, this is all a bit small. And it's because obviously when I was younger and smaller, it was a lot bigger, a lot roomier.
Indeed, yeah. Yes, that's always the case.
You'll find that if you go back to places. Thank you to Chris, and thank you to Big Dicks from Uruguay. Cheers, dude. Thank you to Ted from Sweden. He asks, how did you decide on the name Lewis for your son? And what was the backup?
The backup was that we thought you might be a girl.
Okay. Well, how much did you know back then? So what kind of information did you get?
Not a lot.
You went to the hospital. Did they have ultrasounds or anything like this, or did they do scans?
I'm sure they did. But it was nice to know when the baby appeared that it was a boy.
Okay, so you kind of knew that it was a boy, but you weren't sure.
No, we didn't know. You
didn't know at all.
No.
You didn't know until I was born.
No, we didn't want to know.
Right. Okay. So you kept it a nice surprise.
It was a nice surprise.
Did you want a boy or a girl?
We were happy to have a healthy child.
Okay. That's such a diplomatic answer. Oh my God, stop it.
Well, it's true. It's absolutely true. But the name Lewis, your mother and I chewed over various names. We didn't want something that was too common. And we thought Lewis was a nice name.
Okay, cool. What would I be if I was a girl? Louise. Right, that's a nice name too.
Yeah.
Was there a backup? Was there a second choice in the naming though as well? Did you think up other names?
No, I don't think so. I think we finally decided on those.
Okay, you were locked down. You can't remember the conversation. You didn't have to get a baby book.
No. We
didn't have to think Lewis Brindley. That sounds okay. Like you don't. It wasn't called like, it wasn't like you got your surname isn't Head and you're like, well, maybe we shouldn't call him Richard.
Big Head, yes, no. No, we decided on that and that was it. Became very positive.
Good. So there you go. That was easy, wasn't it? We did that one. Wei Shan says, thanks for the years of content. Or Wei Shan, maybe. Cole. Always happy to always happy to see the Jingle Jam and the generosity of fellow viewers. Keep it up. Thank you very much, Cole.
Yes, I think it's wonderful.
Right. I'm not going to read this one, but thank you, Jake. We've had an incredible donation of $2,000 from Tees, who says, "I love you and your dad. You guys are amazing." Well,
that's good.
That's
great.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Well done.
That's an incredible amount of money. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tees.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I've not pronounced your name horribly wrong. Thies. I think it's Tees. Sounds Dutch or Belgian or European. You're a nice man. I would like you to clarify that for me. Thank you. Robert William Harrell II says, "So glad I'm able to spend my day off with Lewis and his lovely dad. It's nice to see where Lewis gets his love for charity and gin. Thanks for all the entertainment. You are very, very welcome." I've got another question here. So, what do you remember about the houses you lived in, Dad, as a kid? Which one did you like the best?
Which one do I like the best? I think when you are a kid, you don't really think about houses. You just, it's somewhere to go and eat and sleep and meet your family. But I think when we moved, when I was about 12, we moved from a terraced house to a detached house, which was wonderful.
Okay.
Yep.
Why was it wonderful?
It had got a bathroom upstairs and a loo upstairs, whilst previous houses had got loos at the bottom of the garden.
Right.
Which meant a long walk, often in the cold in winter, and not terribly attractive, frankly.
So up until the age of 12, you were in. Was that when you said you?
Yes.
You were pooping in an outhouse.
That's right.
Man. Yeah. Did you have like a farmer's almanac in there that you used to rip a page off and use that as a loo roll?
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, toilet paper was in short supply, I remember, during the war.
Well, yeah.
And so newsprint was the obvious answer.
You went through the daily newspaper.
Yes.
So you're like, well, this is what I think of that news. This journalist's...
No, not quite, Lewis. I mean, I wasn't old enough to think in that way.
No, you just did you get newsprint like all over yourself? Because the ink wasn't very good.
Difficult to know.
Right. Okay.
Can't really tell.
Okay, cool. That is actually amazing.
But I do remember living in one house when I was older at work, and it was really I was looking after the house, actually. That's why I got it a bit cheaper. I rented it, but
right.
I got it a bit cheaper because upstairs were 4 university students.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically I was in charge of a house which contained 4 university men.
Mm-hmm.
Well, young men. And it's quite an experience, really, because having been in the Scouts and learned how to look after oneself, be neat and tidy, having been in the army where you had to do things properly, to see how these 4 university students lived was an eye-opener. The upstairs was theirs territory, downstairs was mine, and it was a total shambles, a complete tip. I've never seen anything so bad in my life.
Some things haven't changed, Dad, in 50 years.
Frankly, I went up there as little as possible. I did not want to know what was happening. I was supposed to know what was happening up there, but goodness me, no, it was awful. Oh dear.
I think we've heard your story about the beetroot wine before, haven't we?
You have,
as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard it on. I don't know if you've told it on the stream.
I don't know. So I think I've told you about it.
I think you've probably told it on the stream. Do you want to tell us the story?
Yes. One of my interests in those days was making homemade wine.
See, I mean, you were such a goody two-shoes. You were a square. That's what you were.
Absolute square. A big square.
So you were sitting there being the old what's the prefect? What do they call them in the school?
Proposter.
Proposter. You were the proposter of the house.
Of the house.
And you got it on the cheap, and you had to keep an eye out on these 4 terribly messy shoots. You come out of national service, being all regimented. There you are, pressing your shirts, ironing your trousers,
polishing your shoes.
Yeah. It's like
cleaning the pots and pans,
scrubbing them till so you can see your face in them.
Yeah.
And upstairs, it's just a mess. There's like women coming up there and just underwear. No one's doing the washing up.
No, what? Washing up? Never heard of it, I don't think.
No.
Fairy liquid?
Just
never come
pizza boxes everywhere, Mountain Dew tins.
Yes.
Guitar Hero guitars lying out all over the place.
Probably.
When was this? So this must have been the 60s. No, can't be the 60s. Yeah, late 60s. Maybe early 70s.
Late 60s, yeah.
So when did you, just as a side note, when did you watch the moon landing?
I actually watched it in that house.
Right.
69.
On your telly?
On the telly.
On your own?
On my own telly.
On your own? Were you alone?
On my own.
Right, you were on your own. On your own telly?
On my own telly.
Was there a party going on upstairs at the time?
I don't know what was going on upstairs.
Right.
They could have been having a party. Probably were. One thing about them, though, I think they tended to party somewhere else.
Okay.
Which was quite good.
Whereabouts?
Anywhere.
Right.
The university, obviously.
Of course. Okay. So they were all 18, 19, 20. I mean, these
yes, that's
young,
right. That
young.
sort of age. Yeah.
And you were, what, 25 probably?
Yeah, something like that.
Pushing 30, maybe 30, 32. My age.
32.
You were my age, I think.
Was I?
Yeah, in that case.
65, yes.
Watching the moon landing. What did you think at the time?
Wonderful. I thought
amazing?
It was amazing technical achievement.
Wasn't it?
Really was, when you think about what goes into it. Wonderful. You think of the technological work involved and the mathematical work involved in working out how they could get the man up there and on the moon and off again. Oh, tremendous.
Stuff of science fiction, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's good stuff. So, all right. So the moon landing's over. You go back into the kitchen and you start messing around with your wine-making kit again.
Well, no, funny
Put your rubber gloves on and your tub of you got your grapes. You bought some grapes. You got them in a wooden bucket and you're squashing them with your feet.
Well, you don't have to have grapes. Could be anything. Could be apples. Could be beans.
Could be beetroot.
Yes. I got the idea from going to a winemaking demonstration where various people in a wine society decided to encourage other people to take it up. And I remember drinking something which was called carrot whiskey.
Right.
And it was absolutely foul.
Well, I didn't know where that was going because you obviously learned that using these root vegetables was a terrible, terrible idea, and yet you went ahead with it.
Well, because having tasted that, the people saying, "Look how good it was," I thought this is absolutely awful. If they say it's good, I can make something better than that.
Right. I
did.
This is what happened with me on YouTube.
Well. Okay, yes. You see, that's what happens.
I thought, man, I've seen a lot of this rubbish. I think it's awful.
Yeah.
Let's make my own rubbish.
Why not?
if these people can make a load of rubbish, so can I.
And believe it or not, I went to the local bookshop. I found a book, How to Make Your Own Wine. I looked through it, and in there was a recipe for carrot whiskey.
Right.
So I thought, I'll have a go at this. And I made some carrot whiskey, and by gum, it was a lot better than that carrot whiskey.
Was it?
It really was. It was good. And that led me to make it, you see. So I started making all sorts of things. I made bean wine.
Bean wine?
Bean wine from kidney beans.
That sounds horrible.
Well, all I can say is
Good for your heart. Does make you fart.
Vegetable. Well, I wouldn't say that, Lewis, so I'm aware. But yeah, and then I made beetroot wine, which was a complete disaster.
Okay. Where did it fall apart?
No idea. There's several things where it can fall apart when you're an amateur winemaker. First of all, you have to make sure the whole lot is sterilised before it goes into the fermenting tank. Mm-hmm. And if you're not careful, it goes off. Unless you resort to chemicals to put in like sulfides. You can put sulfides in which will kill off the bacteria.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to do that.
A lot of this stuff has that in. Yeah, contains sulfides.
Because it can make people have headaches, sulfides.
Right. Okay.
So I
you were keeping it pure.
Yeah, attempting to.
Yeah. It sounds like a hippie kind of late hippie era thing to do.
Yeah, well, when I joined the wine society in the town in which I now live, they started, well, I don't know, 30, 40 years ago, and they all made their own wine.
Right.
And they brought it along to the meeting, and people would test it. And
so this was like the equivalent of Tinder, right, back in the day, or OkCupid. So you had to go out to these places that you might not have necessarily been that interested in, and join clubs and meet people. So what was the average age of the people at these wine meetings? Was it your age?
No, somewhat older.
Okay, so you're going to like an old people's wine club.
Yeah.
Okay.
Currently, I am. Yes. They're all, I would say, honestly speaking, probably my age. Yeah.
Nowadays. Well, I'm talking about then.
Well, they were older then.
They were your age then?
They were older than me then.
You were going to like an 80-year-old man's wine club?
No, not 80, no. Remember, when you're a young man of 26, 27, anyone of sort of 60 plus is an old person.
That's true.
So, I mean, they
were all 60 plus.
As far as I'm aware, they were all 60 plus.
So,
They could have been 80, of course.
Where did this this strange, I don't know what happens sometimes with you, So you're working, what you do for work at this time in your life? You're going to work every day?
Yes, I was going to work every day, of course.
What were you doing?
I was engaged in education.
Okay, so you're teaching accounting.
Lecturing.
Accounting.
Yeah. Coming
home, popping out to the wine club with all the old men. Talk about carrot whiskey.
Let's no.
Watching the moon landing.
Let's get the time scale correct.
Banging on the ceiling with a mop. Keep it down up there.
No. My time in a wine society has only been very recently.
Oh.
Because I had a long layoff. Having moved home and moved around the country, I came to
after the beetroot wine, that was it for 50 years. You had to have a real long cool down after that.
That's where when I moved down into London, I found it very difficult moving all my equipment. So
of course, yeah, the bucket and
bottles,
the bottles and the cask,
absolutely,
and
so I gave it up for some years.
Oh, okay.
Which is a shame, really. But
terrible, crying shame.
Yes, I missed it. Yeah, I missed it.
And so this beetroot wine was horrible.
Yeah, it was. But I did intend to pour it down the sink.
Okay.
I intended to pour it down the sink.
But as you were going to pour it down the sink, a hand came out and grabbed you.
Not quite as bad as that. What happened is that one of the lads upstairs came down to discuss something. I can't remember what he wanted to discuss because obviously I was in charge of the house, so he wanted to discuss something. So we were sitting there, and he wanted something, I know, and I went to the cupboard, opened the cupboard to get something out for him, and he saw these bottles of wine, this beetroot wine. Lovely, wonderful colour. Just like red wine. And he said, what's that up there? And I said, that's my beetroot wine. But I said, it's awful. Is it? He said. Can I have a taste? So I said, by all means. And I got a bottle down. That was it. He took all the bottles upstairs.
And then the outhouse was just pink. All the ground around it was pink afterwards. Because that's what happens. The whole garden, it's like veins of pink, running out into the garden.
They obviously thought it was good. Now, that proves the point. It proves the point that
anyone will drink anything if it's cheap. No?
Wine,
students will drink anything.
No. Wine is an individual taste.
Ah, very clever. Yes, it's all subjective.
Absolutely. You see, I have a very good friend who will drink dry sherry. He will not drink sweet sherry. Whilst I like sweet sherry. I don't like dry sherry. And yet we're very good friends.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought it?
Great, there you go. So Mike K says, loving what you guys do. Thank you very much. Jensen Turner says, Dad, what was the first technology you ever had? The first technology you ever had?
First technology?
Yeah.
Well, apart from a radio and a gramophone, we'd be talking about something later in the technology age. I suppose was a computer.
Okay, what kind of computer was it?
God, goodness only knows what it was. It
was a wall of cogs and brackets, and you had to put these things in, and it went
Yes.
and it had a big spinning disc on it.
No, it didn't have anything like that.
It's like what you'd find in an abandoned
a Commodore
nuclear bunker. A Commodore. That's a rank in the Navy.
Probably, but it was
Commodore 64.
Commodore 64. Oh, you remember the night? You remember it?
Yeah.
Yes, that was the first one. I mean, I did have one at work.
That's your first brush with technology.
That was my first brush with technology. Yeah.
How are you on technology at the moment?
Not so good.
Okay.
In fact, my current computer is having a major problem.
Right. Do you want to describe that to the audience? Maybe they could help you fix it.
Well, the problem is that it isn't working.
Right. Right.
The computer itself will switch on.
Sounds like a bit of a problem.
It is, yes. I did work through one of the programs to find out what was wrong, and I've written it down, Lewis, and it's a long series which says the driver for blah 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 isn't working.
Right. Okay. So you load it to Windows, and then all these pop-ups come up saying, "Oh, you've won £1 million, live nudes, all that."
Well, it did, but it doesn't now,
right?
Because it will not get onto the internet.
Oh, I see. You used to get that. But
I did, yes, and I'm sure there's still one or two hidden away somewhere in the computer.
Right, okay. We'll look into it when I go home. If the computer's going blah 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 blah, that means you've usually dropped it in a bucket of wine.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had have done, I would have known.
Thank you, Jensen. Gandrin has given us some charity money. Thank you very much. Magnus has donated a second time. Thank you for everything. It's meant a lot to me throughout the years. Merry Christmas to you too, Magnus. Sarush has donated. Oh, I know him. He's a friend of mine. I met him in real life. Sarush. Thank you very much. Big Riz says Merry Christmas. Canaanite says saved a donation for the real guy and best guy, Mr. Brindley. Could you give my sister Nico a big hello?
Hello.
Thank you, Dad.
Sorry, whose name was that?
Nico.
Eco?
Nico with an N.
Okay.
Okay. Eric W. Stroibus says hugs from Amsterdam. Thank you.
Hugs from Amsterdam.
Yep.
There's a song, isn't it? What's the song? Something from Amsterdam.
Goodness knows.
Tulips from Amsterdam.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, tulips from Amsterdam. Something like that.
Thank you very much to Old Awesome Guy. Somebody Biconated has donated from Poland. Thank you. Astro Machine has got. It's a bit of a request. I'm not sure we can do this one. It's too much of a personal request. Nothing too personal, guys. Marissa Crabtree. Hey guys, been working a lot this year, but made it to every year's Christmas stream. Love you guys. You're very welcome.
Very nice.
Christopher asks, where is Ulf? Where is Ulf?
Where is?
Ulf.
Off?
He doesn't know. Lavi says, have a Christmas, guys. Are you ever going to play 80 Days Around the World again? Do you remember we played 80 Days, Dad?
We did, yes. I got lost in India.
Is that what you remember happened?
I remember it well.
Okay.
We came to the end of a train trip. There was no train back. There was no vehicles. There was no aircraft. No balloons. We died.
I don't remember that. Well, I would love to actually do that again with you. Maybe this year we can do one day we can do an 80 days thing. That'd be fun, won't it? Me and you.
Yes.
Maybe over the summer when you come over, we'll see if we can see how far we can get around the world.
Well, certainly. I hope we get further than India.
Hopefully we will. It's had a few updates, that game, and the problem is Steam is down actually at the moment. So I was thinking we could do it, but we'll have to find some other games to do. We'll do some other games in a bit. Thank you to Oreo Ishida. Says thanks to all my friends from Multiplayer Oreo who make the channel possible. Thank you very much, Oreo.
Yeah.
You are awesome. Gilliman says, as amazingly frightening as Blonde Lewis sounds, let's not forget the time he dressed up as a sexy bee. Did you ever see me in the sexy bee costume?
No.
Oh, can you see my screen? Here you go, Dad.
Well, that looks like a lady.
Well, it's not. It's me.
Yes, I've got the right picture now.
It's me in a bee costume.
I can see that. Yes. Wow.
Looking good, huh?
Cute. Very cute.
That's exactly how I would have described it.
Oh, dear. Yes, I see. Is everyone seeing? Oh, yes, they are. They're all looking at this. That's good. Oh, very good.
Connor asks you, Dad, what do you think of AI?
AI.
Yeah.
Artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
I think we're going places with it.
Okay.
Definitely. Remember, we've already got a lot of things that almost use the same techniques to do things that we could do. And I think sooner or later we'll be into the robot wheel world.
The robot wheel.
World.
Mm-hmm.
Have you just seen have you been following the program on the television Humans?
No, I don't think I have, Dad.
Oh, what a shame, because that has taken it to the nth degree of artificial intelligence, whereby they look like humans, they act like humans.
Is it good?
Very good.
Okay, I'll have to watch it.
Yeah.
I didn't realise you were watching. What else are you watching at the moment you're enjoying? What other TV shows and films have you watched that you've enjoyed? What are you into?
What are we into? Well, we try to look at some of the serials that come up. I mean, the last one was Humans, which we just finished watching. Previous one was Missing. Second version of Missing. There was one Missing some years ago, which is dealing with missing people.
That's right.
Yes. I think it's interesting. We like these sort of things.
Cool.
But having said that, some of the historical programs are very good. And of course, the history of England is very fertile ground for drama.
It is.
Elizabeth, of course, that era, Henry VIII. You never hear much about Henry the First, Second, Third, Fourth, Fifth, Sixth, Seventh.
No.
It's all Henry VIII.
Well, unless you read Shakespeare.
Yeah, well, it's a long time since I did Shakespeare.
Well,
I think I've forgotten most of it.
Have you watched Game of Thrones?
I've seen excerpts from it.
Okay, so you haven't watched any of it, though?
Well, I think the language was pretty poor.
I see, the language
It has always put me off, programmes. And that's the problem with a lot of films nowadays, the language.
They're very sweary.
Very sweary.
So where does that come from, this sort of... Why do you have a problem with swearing, and why does... Can you sort of kind of clarify that? In your head? Why is that a problem? Because we swear a lot. Everyone swears a lot these days.
Yes, I don't know why you have to swear a lot. Is it a paucity of language, the fact they don't know how to express themselves in any other way? Or is it simply a stronger way of expressing your feeling?
I don't know. I think it still has... The words still do have offensive strength, and it's because they are still offensive. There's people like you out there who are still offended by them, in a sense.
Yes, I think if you work in an office with people, mixed company, it's very difficult when people swear.
You should see our office. It's for new people coming into our office. It's rough. But they get into it pretty quick.
Do they?
Yeah.
That's a shame, really, isn't it?
There's a lot of banter. Anyway, let's be careful with that. So Joseph Young says, "Hey, Lewis and Alan, I'm back in Derby, coming from Bristol, where I do computer science." There you go. There's a Derbyan has donated.
Yeah.
A Derbyan, yeah. If you're from Derby,
Derbyan.
shout out.
Derbyan. What's his name?
Joseph Young.
Joseph Young. Hello, Joseph.
Yotam says, a question for Dad. What was... well, we've answered that already. He said, what was your job back in the day? But we know what you did. We've been through that. You know, after you worked... It was Rolls-Royce into national service, into learning to teach, and then it was teaching, and then it was lecturing in sort of accountancy, wasn't it? And then you did that for a long time after that. Yeah.
And then I retired officially, but then I became part-time.
As an accountant, that's right. You did it yourself.
I did it myself, and I worked for the local council.
Yeah, let's play a bit of GeoGuessr, shall we? So we've done an hour of chat. I think it's time to play a game. Actually, no, I think we'll play another couple of games first. So there's 2 games we can play, Dad, and I don't know whether you're going to like either of them.
Right.
But we'll start with this one. So, you know when you go to Google
Yes.
and you type something in?
Yep.
Have you done this before?
Well, I mean, I've typed lots of things into Google before.
Okay, so you have typed things into Google.
Yes.
So when you type things into Google, sometimes it comes up with autofill answers. So as you're typing something in, it will have suggestions.
It does, yeah.
So you don't have to type the whole thing out.
Correct.
Okay, so this is a little game where something has been started to be typing, and you have to guess what Google's top result for suggestions is. Now, this means it's the most likely thing that's typed, usually, by someone.
Right.
So, let's go over to my screen, Sam, or Steve. I think it's Steve. So there you go. Okay, so Dad, what is Google's top result for if you type in "is hell"? What is the top result here? So are people asking, is Hello Kitty a cat? Is hell real? Is hell capitalized? Is hell a curse word, or is Hello Kitty a boy?
So actually, one of those is Google's
One of
top
those
result.
is the top result, yeah.
Okay.
So the top, well, it's not the top result, it's the top of the suggestions. So what's the most typed into Google?
Well, I should think it's is hell real?
You think people are typing that in? That is actually the top result, yes. Well done. Bam. 1 point. In fact, perfect. You got a perfect score so far.
God.
So can you get a... These might be a little bit rude, just so you know, but these are the things that people are typing in. Can you get an STD from a toilet seat? Can you get a job at 14? Can you get a DUI on a horse? Can you get AIDS from saliva?
Oh,
Or
right.
can you get an STD from kissing? They're all fairly... The top one, the 3 of those are fairly similar.
They're all the sort of things, yeah.
People are quite paranoid about STDs from various sources.
Yeah, they are.
And then there's 2 weird ones.
Yeah, well, I should think it's, can you get a STD from kissing?
Is that what you would have typed in?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's not that one. That was 6th on the list.
Oh, dear.
So you're going to have to guess again.
All right. Let's see. Saliva?
It is that one, yep. That is the one. Okay. So now we've got a new one. Is the government... This is what people type.
Is the government hiding aliens? Is the government watching me? Is the government trying to kill us? Is the government spying on us? Is the government corrupt? Well, the top result is the government, well, watching me.
Is that what you'd think? You want to know whether the government's watching you? That's not the top answer. That was 3rd.
Oh, right. Well, is the government spying on us?
It's pretty similar. Oh, you're pretty good at this, Dad. You're pretty good at getting into the mind of what people type into Google.
Oh, am I?
Have you typed in, are the government spying on us?
No.
Okay.
Why would I type that?
I think here's what you might have typed in. How can I fix my computer? That's what you probably typed in. But then again, you couldn't type that in if your computer was broken, could you?
How can I fall asleep? How can I find my iPhone? Yes, I should think. Actually, I should think. How can I find a phone number for free?
What a weird request. That's not on the suggestions at all. No one's typing that in.
No one typed it in at all.
How can I find a phone number for free?
Yes.
No one's typing that in. No. What else could it be?
Well, I'm surprised about that. That's the sort of thing that I think I would do.
You would probably type that in.
Yeah. If I thought someone had got a terrible number.
You'd only type in, how could I find a phone number for free, after you typed in, how can I find a phone number? And then it come up with a load of things you have to pay for, and you're like, for free.
It's going to be, how can I find my iPhone?
Do you think so? It is that. You're right. It is absolutely that. Have you got an iPhone?
Yeah.
Have you ever lost it?
No.
Really? Well, I mean, not even around the house?
No, I think your mother's lost hers.
Right, you've never lost it.
No.
Do you lose many things?
Apart from my memory, no.
Right. Have you ever lost your wallet?
Yes, I think I have lost my wallet once.
You lost your passport?
No.
Did you ever lost your glasses?
No.
Well, you're not wearing them at the moment, so where are they?
I don't wear glasses.
Oh, it's a trick question.
Yeah, there you are, you see. How can you...
Can you kill a virus? Can you kick in volleyball? Assume you can, actually. Can you kiss with braces? Or can you kill bedbugs? Or can you kiss someone with HIV? It's another HIV-related question. A lot of people are interested in how HIV works.
Yeah. All right, can you kill a virus?
That was the top result. How are you so naturally good at this? Oh my God. So here we go. We have, can I sleep in my car? Can I slither in? That's to do with Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Can I slide in your DM? Don't know what that means. Can I sleep in contacts? Or can I sleep at the airport? Which one of these sounds like you most likely to type?
Well, the most likely is, can I sleep in contacts?
Can I sleep in contacts? What does that even mean? Oh, I see. Wearing contact lenses. No. Apparently that's not a very high suggestion.
All right. Well, then, in that case, it must be... I don't know what DM is. What is... Can I slide it? Can I slide? No, let's forget that. Can I sleep at the airport?
Oh, it's even worse than sleeping in contact lenses.
Good gracious. Who wants to sleep in my car?
Can you sleep in your car? See, people want to know the legality of sleeping in their own car. Are you allowed to sleep in your own car? Are you allowed to sleep in your own car?
Well, of course you are.
What about just like wherever you want? Well, like in a car park?
No, I don't think you can. I don't think you go to sleep in a car on the road. You can on the drive, though.
What if you don't have a drive?
Of course you've got to drive.
No,
if you haven't got a drive. All right, if you haven't got a drive, go on somebody else's drive.
You can sleep, but you don't need to ask permission to use their drive.
I should think if you want to go to sleep, you wouldn't bother.
Yeah, but you can't just park in someone else's drive and then go to sleep in your car.
Why not?
Well, because they say this is my drive.
Well, they'd wake you up in the morning, wouldn't they? Yeah. Can you get out my drive?
Okay, I suppose that's fair enough. Yeah, they're not going to, unless they're not coming back, are they?
No.
What are they going to do?
Who knows?
All right. Well, there's the answer.
No, I didn't do so well on that.
No, that was okay. Do you know what? You still got an okay. So you got out of 6. You've done pretty good so far. Can humans jump higher on Mars? Can they see jinns? Humans can justify anything. So this is auto-correcting. Strangely, it's a very strange one. Can humans just eat meat? Can humans just adapt to climate change? Just adapt already, humans! Come on, humans.
Yes.
Which one are people? Which one are people?
I think people do ask that question. Can humans just adapt to climate change?
You think people are actually asking, can humans just adapt to climate change?
Yeah.
Unbelievably enough, they are. That was unbelievable, Dad. I don't know how you're doing this. This is another question for what people are asking. Are all the Great Lakes connected? Are all the votes counted? Are all the ballots counted? Are all the votes in? Or are all the original Ghostbusters alive?
Are all the votes in? Well, I should think that it must be, are all the Great Lakes connected?
Are people asking that? No, they're not.
Oh, okay.
Do you reckon this is because there's been an election recently? It's sort of skewed Google's
it's probably
results.
skewed it, yeah. Are all the votes in?
No, it must be. I'm going to give you this one as well. Yeah, I think that's the same. It's the same answer.
Yes.
It's tough. This is something people are asking. Are your parents Santa? Surely it would be, are my parents Santa? Why would you ask about someone else's parents? Are your parents Santa or are my parents Santa?
Are your parents Santa?
Are your parents emotionally abusive? Are your parents related?
Are your parents related?
Well, they're married, so technically they're related.
Yes, I suppose they must be related not by marriage, but by kith and kin.
Yeah. Are your pupils dilated when you're drunk? This is people trying to trick the cops. Are your parents bakers?
Are your parents bakers?
One odd question.
They're all very odd. I know we're saying that there's a top result for this, are we?
Yes. One of these is the most searched for on Google.
Are your pupils dilated when you're drunk?
Oh, that's not it. That's not it. People aren't really worried about that, apparently. People are more worried about whether your parents are Santa. Oh, but not enough.
Can't believe it.
Not enough.
Must be abusive.
No.
Oh.
Are your parents related? They can't be that. Bakers? These are both very unusual.
9 and...
It's, are your parents bakers? What does that mean?
Don't know.
Baked? Does it mean like, are you baking? I don't know what that means. Can a felon be president? Can a fraction be an integer? Can a felon vote in Texas? Can a fetus feel pain? Or can a felon vote? What are people most likely typing here?
most likely, can a felon vote?
It is that one. Snap, Dad. We're going to do... So is it 7, 8... There you go. That's 10 you've done. 10 you've done. 4 you got right first time. 3 you got right second time. That was good, wasn't it? Enjoy that? Enjoy that game?
That's good. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
That's all we're going to do with that.
That's interesting. I mean, is Google producing these results for us to know?
No, it's programmed by a man called Lemon who makes silly stuff like this.
Uh-huh.
And, yeah, that was fun. We got another game.
Yeah, okay.
Made by the same guy.
Okay.
Which we'll do if you
All
want.
right.
It's a bit weird.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Give it over here, Steve. So,
yeah, I'll give it a shot.
So there's a website, Dad, called WikiHow. Okay? Now, WikiHow is a terrible, terrible website. Do you want to bring this up, Steve? Where basically you can, it's got like how-to guides to do all sorts of useless crap. Okay, so let's say how to make jelly donuts. Some of them are not useless. So how to make sufganiyot, Israeli jelly donuts. Okay, and so what you have is you get your bowl and you spoon it in. And you add some stuff, you add some, I don't know, whatever that is, banana liqueur. Sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, make
you
a sort
squash
of
it up, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You put some of that in it and you wait a bit and then you end up with a blob and then you squash it and then you make it into things and then you put them in a really dirty oil bowl and then you drop them in and they make that and then you inject them full of sperm or whatever you want. And there you go.
Jam.
Job done. So, jelly donuts for all. Delicious. That is a thing. That's a WikiHow article. Now, these articles are often... They can't often use copyrighted pictures of people and other things. So what you get is you get on this website, these weird people draw really bad images that go here. Now, we've picked an article here where there aren't any bad images. So let's pick one where we've got one. So here we go. How to treat cystitis. Okay? Do you know what cystitis is?
It's a complaint that ladies have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's got images like this, okay? She is a lady with cystitis, but she could also be a lady with some bad gas or painful piles or maybe there's an electric vibrator toilet seat, okay? Who knows? So you're going to be given a image here from a WikiHow article. So this image here is from a WikiHow article, right? And you have to guess what the title of the wiki article is. So is this image from How to Flirt with a Hot Girl, How to Keep Dogs Off the Lawn, How to Dance at a Nightclub, or How to Tell if Someone is High? So what we got a woman there, we've got a man being hit by a rock, and then the same man giving a thumbs up.
All right. So this is how to...
It's a fun game, so don't take it too seriously.
Okay.
You don't need to concentrate.
All right. Okay. Well, it's...
What's going through your head now?
I would say it's how to tell if someone is high.
Okay, why is that?
Well, he's got his thumbs up. Oh.
Does he look like he's high?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's check that out. It is correct. That is from the article, How to Tell If Someone's High. I guess if they've been hit by...
a rock.
A rock on the head.
Be on the floor.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Checking for bent spoons, which people have used. Checking for herples. Checking their pulse. Checking their boobs. Checking if they're bleeding with the nose. That's the thing that cocaine. Biting your own lip. Or stinking up the place. Looking into their eyes, looking if their pupils dilated. Giving them the eyes. So where's this one that we've... Oh, here it is. Observe the person's movements. So a high person might react slowly or be non-reactive. So that's what you were thinking. Okay, good. You did it.
Right,
You did it.
Okay.
Right. You're too good at this. We'll go play again.
Well, wait a minute. That's the first one. Let's get carried away here.
So what's this from? What's immediately going ahead in your mind?
How to attract a lady.
Is it how to stop binge drinking? Is it how to be a world citizen? Is it how to talk to girls as a teen boy? Or is it how to pick up girls in high school?
Well, it must be how to pick up girls in high school.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
It is how to pick up girls in high school. Well done, Dad. Let's move on. What is this? Is it how to survive in the woods? How to act when your boyfriend keeps paying for everything? How to cure a headache without medication? Or how to get a free car if you have a disability?
It's how to survive in the woods.
It does look very suspiciously like wood survival. I don't think any of these apply. Okay, good. 3 out of 3. Oh my God. What is the title of this WikiHow article? Okay, is it how to tell a lie without being caught? How to build a child's self-esteem? How to make a guy that is mad at you like you again through text? Or how to have Jehovah's Witnesses go away?
Well, it's hard to tell a lie without being caught.
Do you think so? Give me your reasoning for this.
Well, she's obviously thinking about it.
What's she thinking about?
She's thinking about, what if I tell a lie? What will happen? If he finds out, I'll get blown up.
Right. What's the worst that could happen? Is that what she's thinking?
Yeah.
It is how to have Jehovah's Witnesses go away.
Go away. She wants to blow them up, yeah, I can imagine.
Part 1, answer the door. What? That seems like a terrible idea. Number 2, interrupt them. Okay, number 3, be honest. Number 4.
Politely decline.
Number 5.
Close the door.
Close the door. And then ask to be removed from the list. Build a fence. Make a sign that says no Jehovah's Witnesses.
No Jehovah's Witnesses. Oh dear.
Go to a medical doctor and be diagnosed with something. Get a sick note. Call the police. Go to prison. That's one way, isn't it?
Oh dear me. Yes. Understanding them.
Know what they believe. So what they believe that... Oh, I see. Jehovah's Witnesses believe that we are living in the end times. And that Armageddon is approaching. I see, okay.
And they also believe there is no hell.
No. They believe people outside of their religion simply cease to exist. Only 144,000 people will go to heaven. There's only 12,000 positions left in heaven since many Jehovah's Witnesses have died and filled up the available positions. We're running out of space in heaven, guys!
Gracious me. One has to question, how can they say there's only 144,000 people go to heaven?
They would.
Well, it's interesting because I didn't know that. I mean, I've had the whole.
Well, this might not be true.
Well, exactly. It might not be true. But where did they get the statistics from? Who knows? Who knows?
What's going on with this here? What's this on his arm? What is that on there? What is that bit there? Is that the elbow? Maybe.
Yes, it's a joint in the elbow.
That looks really weird. Looks like a little weird pimple. All right, let's get on with it. So, what is the title of this WikiHow article? Holy crap. Is it how to flirt with a hot girl? How to grow your hair super long? How to be fascist? Or how to impress a classmate?
Oh, well, it must definitely be on how to impress a classmate.
Do you think so? Is that how you impress a classmate?
Well, it could be. It could be any of those. But we'll go with that.
You're going with that.
Yeah.
It was correct. You got it correct. I clicked the wrong one. Well done, Dan. We'll give that to you. That was correct. That was a score of 4. I clicked it wrong. My bad. What is this? How to fart quietly. How to grow your hair super long. How to know the warning signs before becoming abusive. Or how to afford expensive stuff, in brackets, teens. That's not affording expensive teens.
No, how to afford. I should think it's how to fart quietly.
Do you think that's what he's trying to do there?
Yeah.
He's really struggling. It is not. It is how to know your warning signs before becoming abusive.
Really? That's interesting.
What's happened to his hands? Where have all his fingers gone?
1, 2, 3, they're behind his ear.
Where does this finger come from?
It's an extra finger he's got.
It's like a spider finger.
Yeah.
What's happened to his tooth? He's got a marshmallow stuck on the top of his mouth, and all of his teeth have been pulled out.
Yeah, no wonder he's becoming abusive.
How to replace your dangus with a pole. Or, look at this rainbow pole. This is clearly something to do with pole vaulting. Oh, it is definitely how to pole vault. We'll move on. How to, is it enjoy phone sex, become a fascist, become an Olympian, or be stealthy like a ninja?
Wow. I suppose if one thinks of the recent Olympics, it must become how to become an Olympian.
Does he look like an Olympian?
Yes, he does. Look at the shirt he's got on. He's just had a hard race and he's exhausted.
He's got like wrinkles and like a receding hairline, and he's quite fat.
How do you know he's fat?
Well, look, he's got a little bit of a paunch going on.
Well, that doesn't matter.
He doesn't look much like an Olympian to me. Not impressed with his shape. Oh my God. Okay, this one. How to angry face plus beer equals happy face. So is it how to play the alto saxophone?
How
you
to
get really
pumped.
drunk. How to act like Bella from Twilight. You don't know who that one is. How to kick out a dangerous roommate. Mm-hmm. Do you get your dangerous roommate drunk?
Could be.
Is that what this WikiHow article is suggesting?
Yes, get him drunk.
It is. It is. Okay, we're up to 6. Technically 7. Oh my God.
Ooh.
Is it how to prevent depression? How to make your boyfriend break up with you? How to understand heterosexual people? Or is this also how to know your warning signs before becoming abusive?
Good gracious, this is sort of, all of those pretty meaningless, aren't they, in looking at the picture?
They're meaningless.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, why on earth would, unless you intend to electrocute your boyfriend by wireless, then it's how to make your boyfriend break up with you.
Okay, it is that one. Exactly. What is this? So you have to, this is how to make your boyfriend break up with you, okay?
Yeah.
You have to act distant.
Act distant.
Okay?
Yeah.
You have to pick fights with him.
Definitely.
Okay? Pick fights. You have to be vague about the future.
Yeah. Be vague.
You have to avoid saying I love you.
Oh, definitely.
And you have to stop being intimate. Jesus, these are you have to say you need some space.
Yes. And then you electrocute him.
And then you have to try and control him. Yeah, you electrocute him.
Oh, dear me.
And then you
Be selfish.
Be selfish. Oh, my
Act differently with others. Oh, dear, dear.
What a great article that one is. That's exactly what we need. Wow, what's this? What's this, Dad? Is it how to get your nipples pierced? How to stay calm around an ex? I get very angry around an ex. How to know when you'll get your first period? Or is it how to not do drugs?
Well, it definitely, if it's going to be anything like realistic, it's got to be how to not do drugs.
What are they doing here? Savlon? What's this? Everyone's like eating Savlon. That's not going to be good. It is how to get your nipples pierced, Dad.
Wait a minute, have we got the right picture?
Yep. Apparently, one of the pictures from...
Well, that's incredibly silly.
It's very graphic, that, isn't it? This is how to do it. Then you put a plaster on the old nipple. And then I guess what you do is you have to put a cup on your boob. And don't use rubbing alcohol or methylated spirits. They're very astringent.
They
shouldn't be used on sensitive nipple piercings. Also, no antibacterial creams or gels. We should have known. No Savlon on your nipple piercing.
Yes, it's a sort of elementary bit of common sense.
It is, isn't it, really? We should have known that. Well, this is an educational show as well.
I'm sure people
we're filling
do
you guys
this.
in.
Yeah.
I
hope they learn from this, Lewis.
Oh, yeah. What did you think of that nipple? That was a bit... There's a bit of side boob here,
I must say, I've never ever thought of doing it myself, but...
This is... No?
I think I'm closing my eyes at that.
All right. Oh, my God, look at this guy's shirt, Dad. Have you got a shirt like that?
No.
Look at it.
It's terrible, isn't it?
It's startling, isn't it? And he's got a map of, and then what looks like some dog poo.
Yeah, it's a terrible picture.
What is that? So this is how to pick up girls in high school, possibly. How to visit Laguna Beach, California. How to get over an anime addiction. Or how to create urban rainforests. Dad.
Yes, it must be how to create urban rainforests.
It seems likely, doesn't it? But this guy's shirt is, I need one of these. Look at it. It's astonishing. I've never seen anything like it.
It looks like a bit of carpet.
It does, doesn't it? It looks like a classy carpet.
It could be a bit of carpet.
Let's see if we can get any more pictures of that guy. How to create an urban rainforest. First, you build a crystal palace.
Yes, or a Kew garden.
Then you build a fern.
No, you don't build it.
Then you do the math.
Buy it.
Let's see how much would an urban rainforest cost. Then you seek free or donated land. Don't buy the land yourself, idiot. Then you contact the United States Environmental Protection Agency. Then you have some business meetings.
Well, surely that would only apply if you're in America.
And then you sell a park bench and have a donation tin. I'm sure that'll get you a long way towards building a rainforest.
Yes.
Collect all of your pennies. And then everyone grows a moustache. And what are you doing? You idiot. Where's your moustache? We're starting on the rainforest today. Where are your moustaches?
They've gone.
What's his hat? What's going on with George W. Bush? Why is he there? There we go. Finally, George.
Stop
drinking all that beer and start building this crystal palace. That's right. Everyone get your different shaped shovels involved and a massive spoon. We're going to eat a big yogurt after this, so we need all the spoons.
Finally, planting.
We're going to do the rainforest.
Yeah, looks good. That's a big hole. Wow.
What is this he's using? Is that the spoon?
It's a very big spoon, Lewis. And there you are. Stay optimistic. Let's hope that it
you could do it.
Matures. Yeah.
We did it. Holy crap. I just can't go over the shirt.
Yes, well, I must say, no, it doesn't strike me as the sort of shirt
His
that...
face.
Actually, if you look at your shirt, it's a bit similar to it.
What are you saying? Oh my goodness. What's this one? How to start a cult. How to be the type of nerd that girls love. How to make your girlfriend want to have sex with you. How to date a stripper. Now, you know all about all of these 4 things.
I'm sure I've made a study of all this, yes. I don't think...
You could write a WikiHow article about any of these.
I could. There'd be no doubt about that. I'd up to date on everything, yeah. Definitely, I would say it's how to date a stripper.
Do you think so? It is, predictably enough. Shall we go to that one? Let's not. Oh my God! What the heck? Okay, it's is it how to have a successful open source project? How to be a world citizen? How to grow your hair super long? Or how to stop a sneeze, Dad?
WikiHow Beach.
I almost sneezed when I saw her face.
No, it must be how to grow your hair super long.
Why would it be that? Surely it would be the world citizen. Do you not think?
No.
It is how to grow your hair super long. How did you know, Dad? How did you know?
Well, she had very long hair.
Well, that was the only clue, though. She was on the beach. I thought it was guaranteed. Don't trim your hair every month. What a suggestion. What a good one. What a good suggestion.
Yeah. Making lifestyle changes.
Stop washing.
Stop washing.
Don't use any heat.
No, yes, absolutely.
Don't use any chemicals.
Yep.
Wear a hat because your hair's gross now.
Protect it from the sun. And there we are.
Be creepy.
Don't go into salt water.
Eat a apple.
Healthy eating.
Drink whiskey. Cry.
No, I don't think so.
And then once you've got the hair, just go like this.
Yes.
Hair. Let your hair down.
Well, anyone who wants to grow their hair
Brush
long ought to read that, Lewis.
Branding.
Biotin.
That looks... Do you eat dodgy chemicals?
Oh, dear.
What's happened to her thumb? Why is her thumb so massive? What's happened? This is what the biotin has done. Get a gigantic thumb and stuff drugs down yourself.
Dear, look at that. Yeah. Yes.
She's got beautiful hair, but her thumb is just awful.
Yes, I think the graphics could do with improving.
Spray some banana on your hair. Oh no, it's all onion water. Wash your hair with onion water.
Shouldn't that be how to lose...
Wash your hair with apple cider vinegar.
How to lose your boyfriend.
Grapeseed oil. It's like kitchen cupboard is moved into the flipping shower. Oh, do you have any tomato soup? Wash your hair in it. Do you have any leftover, like, I don't know, beetroot wine? Just
the beetroot
wash
wine.
your hair in it.
Yes, I think that's definitely the case. How to lose your boyfriend.
Palm oil. Switch over to silk pillow covers. Right, that's enough of that. We did it, guys. We did it.
That was good.
Did you enjoy that?
That was good, actually. Interesting. Yeah.
You got an insight into whatever the heck that was. Let's do some quick donations.
WikiHow, eh?
Scott and Laura says, we have much appreciation and respect for all you do and the effort you put into your craft. Have a merry winter holidays from Seattle. Thank you to Scott and Laura. Mate says, hey, Yogscast, been watching since the beginnings of Minecraft. Can finally support you by donating. So thank you very much. Thank you, my friend, for donating. Bostock says, merry Saturnalia. Of course, happy holidays to any of you who are not celebrating Christmas or celebrating another thing. So yeah, merry Saturnalia. You're right over there.
Yeah.
You good? Nathan the Swindonian. Dad, what football team do you support?
Well, I obviously have to support Derby County.
Okay. How are the Rams? Are they Rams?
Rams, yeah.
How are they
Rams.
doing?
That's not too bad. They've moved up the table, and I think they're about 7th the last time I looked.
Can you name 3 players from Derby County?
Absolutely not.
You can't name a single player?
No.
Okay. Can you name the manager?
Oh, I know. Yes, it's somebody. I've forgotten his name.
Can you name the football ground?
Pride Park.
Okay, good. Okay, well, I'm just checking.
Yes.
What are the colours?
Black and white.
What are the away colours?
I've no idea. They change it.
Big football fan here. Jacob Son, thank you very much. Suspicious Nick Cage has donated. Thank you very much.
Oh, I like that. Look at that. The Emirates.
That's you as a footballer.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? Really great.
It's a bit
like
weird.
it.
What happened to his arms and legs?
Well, it's
Steve, why has he had
a shortened picture?
He lost them in the war.
Yeah, lost them, both of them in the war, and the legs.
Jeez, still a professional footballer. Who knew? The Maverick says, watching Wee Brindy and his father is one of the things I look forward to. Lewis, can you say peanut butter for me? There you go. Peanut butter.
Oh, no. Why peanut butter?
What do you mean? I only had to say it. I don't have to eat it.
Why do you have to say it?
Why? I don't know.
Who said?
It was one of the donations.
Oh.
So you asked that I said peanut butter. What's happened?
Well, I'm just thinking that my first taste of peanut butter
Go on then.
was during the war.
Right.
Now, generally speaking, there was no peanut butter available during the war, but in the street that I was living in, there was a young lad about my age whose father was in the Navy.
Yeah.
And obviously, one of his travels had taken him in the Navy to America.
Okay.
And he brought back some peanut butter. And one day, this lad said to me, he said, would you like to have a slice of bread and peanut butter? And I said, well, I've never had peanut butter. I didn't even know what peanuts were. And he said, OK. Well, he went to the house and he brought out a peanut butter sandwich. And I must say, it was magnificent. It was really superb.
You never had anything like it?
No, I hadn't. Well, remember, it was wartime. You couldn't get anything in the war to eat, really. So having a peanut butter sandwich was wonderful. Unfortunately, his father got shipped off somewhere else. So I'm afraid that was the only time I had it.
Oh, God, that ended a lot more gently than I thought it was going to end. Unfortunately, a bomb dropped on his house. It blew up all the peanut butter.
Which is a great shame. So when peanut butter became available after the war, guess who went and bought a whole jar full?
Was it you?
Me.
You went and bought a jar of peanut butter.
did.
You never turned back.
Never turned back.
Do you reckon that's the secret to your
I only turned back when it was discovered that you had an allergy to peanuts.
Oh, yes. Yes. You were force feeding me that stuff before.
Yeah, we were.
To no avail.
Yeah, yes. So that was the end of the peanut butter saga.
That was a relief, because I thought that story was going to go much darker, but it was a relief that it was stopped. Thank you, Steve, by the way, for that gorgeous image of my dad.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it?
Football.
Yeah. Oh, now look at this. Yeah, I like it.
Oh,
well
that's that
done.
one.
Yes, that is good.
Yeah.
What a lovely jar. I mean, I would love to have a jar that size.
Well, I know what to get you for Christmas now.
Yes, you
I didn't
can.
realise it was so easy.
Yes. You won't be able to buy a jar of that size, I'm sure.
Yukikarus says, thanks for the entertainment. My brother always watches you. Shout out to Ashley Hood's brother, Ryan. Thank you, man. Ryan, thank you.
Thank you, Ryan.
There's a chap called Lewis has donated as well. Also called Lewis. Loving the Jingle Jam. Good name, my friend. We should stick together.
Yeah.
Lewis Power. Matthias has donated. Thank you very much. Shout out to my friend Apple, for whom this is a gift. Donation gift. Thank you very much, Matthias. And thank you, Apple. Marius says, Mr. Brindley Sr., do you have Windows 10?
Yes, I have Windows 10.
If so, it's probably a bug with the latest update. Type ipconfig/renew in command prompt and you'll be all good.
Right, can we write that down?
Yeah, I'll write it down.
Okay.
Also, Are you a breasts or a bum man?
Oh well, both.
Okay, you're not discriminatory about that. No. JM, this stream is great. Love it. Thank you very much, JM. Nicola has donated. She says, "Can you wish my friend Amanda a happy birthday?" Amanda, happy birthday. Sucks to have it around Christmas, doesn't it? To have a birthday on Christmas.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it, really?
You got to have a second birthday.
Yeah. You ought to arrange it so you change your birthday date.
Yeah, I tried to give Shin a present in sort of July or June, like halfway through June. Then 6 months. Is it July? June.
is
Where's the
6
halfway
months.
point? Whatever. Thank you to Evan, Didishi. Lewis, I'm going to continue bothering you to put on the jacket. So a fan made me an awesome cosplay jacket of my Minecraft character. He brought it over, and I'm saving it for a special occasion.
Right.
I've got to save some things for a special occasion, Evan.
You have.
Borgils Sigurdsson, or it could be Dorgils, or it could be Florgils Sigurdsson from Iceland. Thank you very much. I have no idea how to pronounce that.
Iceland.
That symbol.
Well.
So that symbol is it's like a line with a little D in the middle of it. So what's that symbol?
No.
Is it like a D or a P? It looks like a D, but it's weird. It's probably pronounced like Urgils.
Yes,
Urgils.
yes.
Sigurdsson. Thank you. Psycho Sid says, awesome work, guys. The charity is well worth its humble bundle. Thank you. Curtis has donated. Thank you very much. Melina has donated. She says, Lewis, can you play a round of GeoGuessr with your dad? Merry Christmas to the whole team. Thank you very much. So let's do a round of GeoGuessr, shall we, Dad? How you doing?
Okay.
So you've heard of GeoGuessr, haven't you?
I think so.
We played it last year.
Yes, I think I know. Yeah.
Let's do the official one. Okay, so the way this works, Dad, is you get dropped off in a random part of the world.
Yeah.
You have to remember where you are. Steve, let's whack this on. See if I can make it full screen. Here we go.
Okay.
So, where are you, Dad?
Oh, I would say we're in probably Sweden or Finland.
You're thinking Sweden or Finland, are you, at the moment? Do you want to control it yourself?
Unless, of course, this is an American program.
We will have you control it yourself. Okay. Can you, Steve? Can you give my dad this computer back to his own control? And we'll when it's back to there, you should be able to log in. So press Control Alt Delete. Do you know how to do that? Steve, do that. Okay, cool. Steve's going to bring us an extender so you can reach it from here. Okay? So you can control
that picture was on there, actually.
Yeah, that's because we're mirroring it. We'll figure it out there, don't worry. It will be just be a second. So we're going to have... So yeah, today Steam has been down all day. Steam, well, not all day, but for a good couple of hours. Steam is the sort of platform which we play games on usually.
Okay.
So I was thinking we could play 80 days, but since Steam's down, I want to. If we're going to play 80 days, we need a good hour or so, and we're going to go in an hour because otherwise you're going to collapse.
Oh yes, okay.
So can you see this again? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Steve's just going to give us an extension cable. There we go. Cool. Thank you. But yeah, Steam's back up now, apparently, according to chat. But that doesn't matter. We're just going to keep reading donations, talking about stuff, and play some GeoGuessr.
Yeah, okay.
I'm logged in as Hannah on this GeoGuessr, which is a bit unusual, but I guess she's been playing some GeoGuessr already. It's a classic. It's a classic.
Yes, it is.
Classic game.
Good game.
I might I might see if we can actually see if I can.
Seems like it should be working.
Yes, that's working, Steve.
Cool.
Okay. Thank you.
Maybe we should do famous places all over the world, Dad.
All right.
Because that is apparently easy.
Oh, is it? Oh,
and it's a little bit less dropping you in the middle of effing nowhere. And you have to sort of figure out whether the scrubland is in Scotland, South Africa, Australia, or Peru.
All right.
So let's hit go. All right. So you should be able to control this now. Now you've played GeoGuessr before, right?
Yes, I think so.
So you could either click on those arrows to drive the Google car up and down the road, or you could drag. If you move the mouse to an area and then you drag, you'll be able to sort of span around and get a feel for it. So you could either click on those arrows, like tap on them. There you go, and that will drive you up and down the road.
Right.
Or you could just pan around. So have a pan around the scenery, Dad. Where are we? What are we looking at up here? So there's keep panning up.
Looking at the.
So okay. What is that? I'm a bit worried that this is going to betray our lack of knowledge. So you could drive down the road towards it by clicking on that arrow. There you go. And that will drive us closer to it. Now, it's quite famous.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure I've seen it before. So you're going to have to figure out where this is, Dad. Now, of course, some people are going to know this.
South of France.
Oh, okay. So to make a guess, let's go to. So click on that map. I think in the bottom right. There you go, and then click to drag. So you can. So like you were dragging the map. Click. There you go. Okay. So then mouse over to France. And so move the mouse to where France is, and then zoom in with the mouse wheel. Zoom in with the mouse wheel.
Oh, yes.
The mouse wheel will zoom in where you're clicking. That's right. All right. Okay, so... Oh, this is going to be a trial, but keep going. Zoom in.
All right, I'm trying to get to the right spot.
Just zoom in far enough first, Dad. You've got to zoom in a long way. Okay, and then you can just click to... Hang on.
Right, okay.
Let's make this bigger. Hang on. Okay. So.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, where do you think it is?
What do you... It's somewhere...
Are you right-clicking? What are you doing? Why are you messing this up so hard? It's really not complicated. Oh, my God, it's making
about
me
there.
mad. Okay, press make guess. At the bottom, that green thing. Make guess. Down there. Yeah. Do it. Fucking holy crap, you were literally right on top of it.
I know, yeah.
How did you know?
Well, it's a superb structure which was built which was designed by a British architect in the south of France.
Well, there you go. I can't believe that you literally knew exactly where it was. That's amazing, Dad.
Thank you.
That was amazing. Did you enjoy?
Well, I just happen to know that.
Well, some of them we're going to know, and some of them we're going to be embarrassed to do. I didn't know that. I didn't know where that was.
There you are. There you are. Okay.
So press play next round.
Yeah, let's play around there. Okay.
Right. Where are we now? Oh God, sorry. Okay. You're going to have to. You're going to have to just have a pan around, but you might recognise where we are. I don't know. Give it a pan, Dad. Okay, and then let go, and then move it somewhere else, and then drag. Okay, good. Keep having a look round. Where are we?
Oh dear, this is tricky. This is.
It's tricky, isn't it?
It could be France. Again. I would say it's France.
You're getting the hang of it, aren't you? This.
Yeah.
You're going to go with France again.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see if you can navigate your way to France using the map. So I want you to zoom in with the mouse wheel. Roll the mouse wheel. Okay. Nice. Keep going. Good.
Right. Okay.
You can keep going if you like.
Yeah. I would think it's round about.
It's right next to the bridge.
Yes.
The bridge. You can see the bridge in the background.
Yeah.
I'm joking. I don't think you can see the bridge in the background. I think this is probably, I would have said somewhere. I'm reading chat. I'm not going to tell you where it is.
No, okay. Well, I would go somewhere there.
Do it. Press make guess. It is Florence.
Florence.
But pretty close. You were right with Europe.
Yeah.
You were right with that feel.
Yeah.
It did feel very...
Yeah, funny enough, Florence is not a town that I've been to.
No, really?
No.
Well, there you go. What town were you sort of thinking in France?
I was thinking of a town in France. I've forgotten the name, but I think it's very similar to that.
Okay. Well,
a lot of European towns.
That was very close. That was very, very close. Now, a lot of people with GeoGuessr, they like to have a browse around, you see. So press play next round, and if you don't know where it is this time, you can have another guess. So, right.
Oh, wow. This is Park National. Somewhere in the Alps.
Give me a scan, Dad. Scan around. There must be something famous here.
Yes, let's think.
Okay, what's up there? What is that up there?
Oh.
I wonder if we know what that is.
Well, yes, we must know. It must be Rio de Janeiro.
Okay, good. Thank you. While you're finding that, I will do Claw Lemon says, thank you very much. Simply Boom. Winter Sandoval says, it's my birthday today. Would love it if I could get a shout out this year. Happy birthday, Winter. Love all the amazing work you do. Thank you very much. Thank you from Zalancore. Says, thoroughly enjoying all the work you all do. Hello from Ohio, US. Chida-chan says, this year's Jingle Jam has been amazing. Thank you very much. Some kind of asshole says, hey, Lewis and Philbert. Has Philbert there listened to any of the Yog Pod or watched any of your videos? Have you watched any of the videos, Dad, or listened to the Yog Pod? You're supposed to be finding Rio de Janeiro on the map and putting it in. I'm getting you to work.
Okay, let's
Kenneth Hill, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from Sweden. Shout out to Ulf. Where is he? I'm not sure what that means. Dad, that's Africa. Just mouse wheel you're mouse wheeling the wrong way.
No, I'm really. Oh, yeah, we're in South America, aren't we?
Where's Rio de Janeiro? What are you doing?
Across here.
Roll the mouse wheel. Yes, that way, not the other way. That way. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep rolling the mouse wheel. Keep going. There you go. There's Rio. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Because you can keep going. You can find exactly where it is.
Exactly where it is. Okay.
Yeah, keep going. You want to be as close as possible. Keep rolling the mouse wheel. Does it not go any further? Okay, keep going. Now that's Sao Paulo. That's the wrong city. Drag us back up a bit. There we go. There's Rio. So it's going to be nearer to Rio, I assume. It's not just going to be out in the middle of nowhere. So scroll in nearer to Rio. You can see it from in Rio, can't you?
I can see Rio, yes.
The salt is real.
Is it?
It's a map.
Yes, it is.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Can you not? Is it like too far away? Do we need to like move the screen closer? Do we need like? I think they're blue tacked.
Yeah, it probably is. I can't see it. No, it's all right. I can't. So we must be. Where is it then?
All right.
Steady, Lewis. Don't be careful.
There we go. Oh my God. This is like.
Okay, so we know this thing is somewhere around here.
So it's somewhere around Rio, isn't it?
Yes.
I don't know. Exactly
I really
where.
wouldn't know exactly where it was. But if that's the town,
Yeah.
you look down on the town from which way? Up here somewhere, I think.
It's on a mountain for a start.
Yeah.
It's quite high.
Yes, it is.
Pick somewhere. We're going to go with.
Top of a hill somewhere. But there must be a road up to it. So. Who knows? Anywhere, Rose. I'm sorry. I mean.
Just pick somewhere.
I've done.
Okay, press make guess. You were very close. Very, very close indeed. It was actually.
I was actually too far south.
I think maybe if we'd zoomed in more, but we don't get that much info on that map.
No.
Oh, my goodness me.
That was good.
That was
2.3
miles from the location. That was stunningly near.
For a guess, I think that was absolutely brilliant.
It was brilliant, Dad. You were brilliant.
Okay, let's have a look at the next one then.
Oh, I wonder where we are.
Oh, well, we know we're in America somewhere. Hoover Dam. I mean, why? I mean, put that on. So really, we need to know where it is, don't we?
Yeah, I know where the Hoover Dam is. Do you know where the Hoover Dam is?
Somewhere in Colorado, isn't it?
You can find it while I read donations. Oh, I'm sorry, Dad. Look, I'm getting very impatient with you. This is what I'm like when. This is what everyone is like with their dad when it comes to controlling a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, it's.
All right, good luck. But it's not in Colorado for a start.
Isn't it? All right.
It's near Vegas, isn't it? It's in Nevada.
Nevada. Right, okay.
Somewhere.
There we are then.
Make a guess. Bam! You put it in Salt Lake City, Utah. But
oh, long way. Oh dear. Yes, terrible distance.
Don't worry. That's fine. You were very close.
No, I wasn't close.
You were in the right country.
I mean, it was at the right country, but...
I only know it's in Vegas because of Fallout New Vegas.
It was actually... I thought you said it wasn't in Colorado.
Well, it's not. It's in Nevada. It's where that flag is.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You put it in Salt Lake City.
I'm looking at... I thought this was the... What's that? Road rather than a boundary. Okay.
Oh, I think I might know where we are already, but maybe not. You're going to have to rotate, I think, and look around. Oh. Okay, I don't know where we are. I recognise that thing, though.
Do you?
Yeah, I sort of recognise it. So do you want to walk down towards it? If you press that arrow, there you go. You'll walk down. Kenneth Hill, thank you. Yibbin, thank you very much. Big Dicks has donated. Thank you very much. Charlotte the Ginger Tornado. Loving the Brindley stream. Thank you very much for your hard work. Thank you so much. Yeah. I think it is. I think it is. Oh, where do you think we are?
Well, we're obviously some in it from fairly hot country with all these trees around.
Yes. Thank you.
But exactly where, Lewis?
Thank you, Zoid. What kind of continent do you think we're in? I like how you're leaving. You're like, nope, I've had enough. Do you know what? We're walking away.
Go on then, walk away.
That's what you're doing. You're walking away. You should walk down to it. There's probably a sign on it that says what it is.
Really? The other way? Well, I didn't see it. I
like how you're bored of it. You're like, oh, do you know what? It's not that cool. I'm sure you're not even gonna walk down to it. Oh, give it up. I can't believe it.
Yes, you can.
Kitco, 36. Loving the stream. Thank you very much. Swag has donated. Thank you. Auntie, what you're doing seems really nice and brings up everyone's Christmas spirit. Thank you, my friend. So if you double click down there, Dad, actually, if you double click down that path, there you go. It will zoom you further down the road. There you go. And now you can go up a little monument. Okay, so walk up that. There we go. Keep going. Oh, look at this. What is it?
There's some temple. Or, yes, some sort of ancient temple.
There's some text on there. Do you recognise that text? What's that look like? Oh. You can go inside, Dad.
No.
Do you want to go in?
No, I don't think I'll be able to see much inside.
No.
So it's somewhere in the Far East.
I'll give you a clue. It's called Angkor Wat.
Oh, well, Angkor Wat. That's in...
Or Angkor Wat. Do you know where they built
Cambodia.
Wats or Wats? It is, Dad. Well done. Now you've got to find Cambodia on the map.
Right, okay.
It's like a fun Christmas game. So we typically play fun Christmas games at Christmas, don't we, Dad?
We do.
Me and...
Yes, it's somewhere around there. Let's just wheel in, shall we?
Yeah, that's China, but that's fine. Keep going. Zoom in. Yep, keep going. Keep going.
Yes, because it's around here, isn't it? There we are, in Cambodia. There we are. It's about, wherever it is, it's in the middle there.
Good. Taylor Franz says, Yogscast are great. Happy to support charities as well. Good job. You were 125 miles out, but good effort.
Yeah.
Good effort, Dad.
Again, I've not been to Cambodia.
No?
But I do know Angkor Wat. I've heard the name.
Have you?
And I've seen pictures of it before, but I didn't recognise it from that picture. That's odd, isn't it? It's perhaps been knocked around a bit since the picture was taken, as I saw.
Yeah. that sounds right. So there you go. That was your 5. You got them all very close, actually, to where they were. The furthest one you got away was actually the Florence one. You didn't recognise Florence.
No, I didn't Florence. No, that's right.
But you recognised the rest.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's an interesting game because it takes you around the world, and some places you recognise, some places you don't.
A for effort, Dad.
Thank you. A for effort. I like that. Well done.
Chat. Yeah, thank you. Thank you to Taylor Franz. Thank you to MeowMix64. Meow 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 meow.
Oh, P, thorn, is pronounced as th. Th. You know that sign that you saw?
Oh, yeah.
Th. That's how it's pronounced.
So his name was like Thonald or whatever.
I mean, yeah.
So, I see. Anthony. I see. I got one. Thank you. Thank you, Phantom Time Lord. Love the Yogscast. You guys got me into loads of different games and modes. After a long day at work, you guys make everything better.
Yeah, that was. It just flashed up as I was.
It was on the scrolling text. Someone.
Yeah.
That must be one of the ones I haven't got to yet.
Yeah.
Steam is back up. Yeah, if you guys want to go and play Dota or watch something else, you can go ahead and do that. Welcome. You're watching the Yogscast. Jingle Jams 2016.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Me, Lewis, and Alan, my dad. Thank you for joining us, Dad. So
great fun.
You,
I mean, that is a good, interesting game, and I do like that.
Yeah, we might have another round of it if you like. Do you want to do any chat, or would you like to have a drink or anything? You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
You good? So, what was the best trip of your life?
Best trip?
Yeah.
Oh, it's difficult to say because some trips have been very good, but they've all been different.
Mm-hmm.
So to say that the trip on the Nile to see the sights is so different to Costa Rica when you go and see nature in its real world. And of course the sights in New Zealand, tremendous. So yes, those are 3 outstanding places to visit, which I think the trips we made to those places will be remembered for a long time.
That's great, man. I there you go. That's a great suggestion for all you guys out there. So,
yes, it's a shame that we have so many problems in the Middle East. Egypt, I think, has suffered a lot from internal strife in recent years, which I think has probably not helped the tourist industry.
No, I mean, it feels like it's kind of a one trick pony as well in a sense with the pyramids. That's sort of the only reason.
And I am very pleased that we did manage to visit New Zealand before the earthquake has done such a lot of damage to Christchurch. It's a nice little city, Christchurch, which is the capital of the South Island.
Mm-hmm.
And the earthquake, what was it, 2 years ago now, 3 years, actually did such a lot of damage.
I think it's a lot better now. I seem to recall. I read something about that. It a lot of work had gone into rebuilding.
Well, it's very expensive, isn't it, to rebuild?
Well, it's not many people.
And it takes a long time
out there. So, when you think. I've got a bunch of sort of randomy questions. So growing up, who inspired you the most? Was there a kind of a figure who was a big inspiration to you? Was it in your family or on television, or was there a person who sort of really?
I think inspiration comes in different forms. I was very pleased to have met the proposter at Derby when I was at school there, because he became a great friend.
Mm-hmm.
And he still is a great friend, whom I admire very much. I had a major in the army who was an excellent character, who looked after his men very well, I think as an inspiring leader. And I was fortunate to have a head of department who was a great head department when I was working in one of the colleges, who really did inspire me to seek to do as well as him.
Was that Eric?
Eric.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, it's a bit tinged with sadness, isn't it? Because I mean, Eric died a few years ago.
He did.
And I think that's something when we talk about your sort of inspirational figures, I think you think of your father as well, and he died a long time ago.
Yes, sadly he died when I was 22.
What was that like for you at the time? Were you close to him? Did you know him well, or had you been away? I think you'd been away for a few years at that point, hadn't you, as well? Did you?
It was difficult. I was in the army at the time. Fortunately, we'd just come back from Germany, and we were stationed in Somerset, so that I was able to get home to see him. But I think we got back to England in the May, and he passed away in the July. So it was sad.
Mm.
And of course, not having seen him for quite a time away made it worse, really, because, you didn't get to know him.
No. I guess that's the thing that when you're that age, you don't sort of think necessarily that these types of things can happen.
No, you don't.
Do you have anything? I mean, did you have any sort of letters and things, or did you have any kind of sort of? I remember you wore his watch, didn't you, for a long time?
Yes.
Do you still have that?
No.
What happened to it?
It failed.
And so it got chucked out, did it?
It did, unfortunately. Yeah.
The thing is, like, if you passed on to me your watch, okay,
Yes.
I know that your watch you got on a ferry.
A P&O ferry across the channel, yeah.
About 15 years ago.
Yeah, at
maybe
least.
more.
At least.
How much was your watch?
I should think it was, about £40, I think, at the time.
See,
which was fairly expensive at the time.
Well, I guess 20 years ago,
Yeah,
£40.
Well,
it's not cheap.
No.
And so,
The special offer, by the way.
and you've worn that every day. Well, not every day. We've got a couple of watches that you wear. But
I do have another watch which has also failed. So I have to revert to this one now all the time.
the old, reliable.
The old reliable, yeah. The other one is only a matter of 8 years old, perhaps less than that. But it was a more expensive watch, but it seems to have packed up.
Well, what can I say? They don't make them like they used to.
No, they don't, no.
On the P&O ferry line.
Yeah, good old P&O.
So, when you were a kid, how would your parents have described you? What were you like in the class at school? What would your teachers have said about you? Were you at the front? Were you taking all the notes, or were you the kid at the back, naughty?
It depended on the teacher. Some teachers, you sit at the back, hope to avoid being seen. Other teachers, you sit near the front because you enjoy the class.
Did you have a thing that you wanted to be from a young age? Did you think I would want to be a policeman or a fireman, or like those kids have childish?
No, I didn't. I had no inkling whatsoever of being anything particularly. So when it came to the point of leaving school, I had to make a decision as to what I was going to do. But I hadn't really thought about it seriously. I mean, you're too busy as a school kid, enjoying yourself, playing games, playing cricket, playing football, swatting for exams, being in the Scouts, being in the Cyclist Touring Club, being in the Youth Hostels Association. My life was full.
Mm.
I was enjoying life as a teenager without thinking about going to work. Unfortunately, when the head teacher said, "Brindley, have you got a job yet?" I thought, no, I haven't.
Sounds familiar. That's what you said to me when I came home from university.
Yes, but you 4 years later wasn't. No, 6 years later than me.
Yeah, I was much older by then.
I did think of going to the police force. I may have told you this.
No.
Yes, I did seriously think of joining the police. But my mother said, no, you're not joining the police.
Okay. And that was that?
That was that, yeah. I did think seriously of joining the civil service. Because in those days, when I left school, you could join the civil service at 16.
Right.
But I discovered that they wanted me to go to work in London.
And you didn't want to go to London?
Well, my mother said, you're not going to go in London.
Wow. Sounds like your mother was quite a domineering character at that time then. She had a lot of say on what
she did, yeah. Remember, I was only son, only child. And therefore, I suppose when you're only son, tend to be rather important, more important than if you've got several children.
Mm. What do you remember any advice you were given from your parents that stuck with you, or any kind of
No, I think they were happy for me to decide myself what I wanted to do. So I went off to the Youth Employment Service, as it was then, Got some ideas from them as to what I really thought might be useful. I think in those days, Lewis, there was much more importance attached to working and earning some money, which is a long time ago, remember?
Well, I mean, I didn't really know your mother very well, because she...
An old lady when you saw her.
Yeah. But I remember, going there and getting, I think she was very interested in seeing me and Ralph and spending time with us.
She was, yeah.
Yeah, I remember her very fondly, actually. Obviously, it's funny because I remember her most strongly as when I was young, and so, it's kind of I don't think I have a very good picture of the kind of woman she was. So what was she like? What's your mother like? What did she do, and what's her life like?
Yes, she was a nice lady.
She cared a lot about you, enough to make you,
Yes, I think she did. I think mothers always worry about their children, don't they? They're bound to. But of course, if there's only one child, then all the worry is put on one child. So you do get mothers being particularly concerned about what they're doing, how they're going on, whether when I was away, whether they're eating, and so on. I mean, I suppose we're the same with you and Ralph.
You care a lot about us.
Yeah.
Well, I care about you guys too. Make sure you guys are doing okay.
Yeah, she was. She worked most of her life in one job or another, as all families did. All people. Then the intention was you leave school, you get a job, you earn some money. Even when I was a small kid, she went and got a job around at the local shirt factory. Worked at the shirt. In fact, Winnie, my auntie, she also came to live with us, and she went to work at the shirt factory as well before she moved on to better things. And then when my father bought this small business, then my mother worked in that full time.
That was the shop, wasn't it? The grocery shop.
Green grocery.
Yeah.
And then when my father died, she decided to sell the business. And for a short time, she was a widow. But during that time, to keep herself occupied, she went and became a bar lady. Worked in the local pub.
I didn't know that. What was the local pub called?
Well, this was in Derby, so I'm afraid I forget the name of the pub.
You don't even know.
I don't know. I don't think I only ever went in it to say hello to her.
Get a free beer.
Yeah, no way. Got free beers.
Well, she didn't even give you not even her grown son at that point.
No.
Okay.
Very proper.
Very. Give other people free beers, not you.
No.
So yeah. That was. Sorry, I didn't mean to get all emotional on that. Just sort of asking questions really that I'm interested in.
Yes, well, you do.
So, what family tradition do you have any, and which one do you cherish the most? Do we have any family traditions? Do you think?
Well, family traditions. I'm sure we must have, like getting together at Christmases, or any family has that tradition, don't they? Really.
I think we're pretty boring. We just get together, do puzzles, drink snowballs.
Yes, well, that's what any normal family does, except they might replace snowballs by gin or whiskey or beer or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, good. A lot of these questions are very emotionally charged. Let's do some donations. So, thank you very much to 2x2 Arc and Stacey and Mike, and Liam Clark. Liam Clark says, "Did you know that Strippin's brother plays for Derby County?" I think I knew that. Yeah, Strippin's he's got a younger brother who's a footballer, and I believe at some point he played for Derby County. I don't know if he still does.
Really?
Maybe he does. Yeah.
And what's his name then?
Well, Strippin is Sam Thorne. But I can't remember what his brother's called. George Thorne. Yeah, there you go. He's still playing for Derby County.
Really? Well done. Well done.
There you go.
Yeah.
So we know we're connected via a little bit of 6 stages of separation or whatever to...
yes, that's right.
There you go. That's the thing. Thank you, Liam Clark, for reminding me of that. Thank you to Julie. Thank you very much to Lazy Lilith. Thank you very much to Steak Fry, who's donating after all these years. Thank you very much. Paul Agostinelli says, thanks for everything you do. Bring Papa Lewis around some more. Yeah, you'll be back next Christmas, I'm sure, Dad, won't you?
Well, if you'll have me.
Yeah, well, you know, if you're all right to come in, we'll always have you. Tempest Dragon has donated. Thank you very much. Sarah Felicity says, "Take care of yourselves this holiday season. You guys take care of yourselves too." Herman and Anthony, of course, has donated. That was the one we saw on coming up there.
Yeah.
Sablar says, "Team Double Brindley is awesome," and Anderson says, "Good work." Cat's Revenge, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Le Sloth. There's no questions for you here, Dad, at all.
Oh, that's fine.
Miss Haniana says, celebrating 49 months following on Twitch. Stay awesome, guys. Thank you very much. Loyal and proud Yognaut. James C says, great bundle, guys. Please do stuff like this again. I'm sure we will come back next year. Lurking Yankee says, loving the live streams. What was your reaction when Lewis told you what he'd be doing with this job? What did you think about me doing this as a job?
Well, I thought it was good.
Never really gave a crap, did you?
If you enjoy it, fine. I think that's the most important thing if you're doing a job, to enjoy it.
Semaj says, don't know why. We actually did hit 2.25, so we hit 2.25 million during the stream, which is very nice, isn't it? It's good
really
milestone
good
to hit. We didn't do like a celebration for anything, because we were in the middle of a little rant, but
I think it was really good, Lewis. Yeah, really.
Yeah,
super.
Yeah, calling me Mum's name now, Dad. It's fine. I'm used to it. You know, you call me Ralph sometimes,
I do.
or Lewis. But I'm sure you call him Lewis all the time, and I'm sure you call Mum Ralph. And
yeah, I do all the time.
It's just a common thing. I do it too.
It's because your mind is moving rather quickly along the stream.
Quicker than your mouth.
And yeah, that's right.
Yeah, along during the stream. Adam, thank you very much. Fresh Out the Closet has donated. Thank you. Phil Bolton. Enjoyed the Yog Pod story I wrote a long time ago. He wants to know if I'm going to write in any more. I don't know if I will. Probably not, actually. Not in that sense. Maybe one day. Thank you, Sean. Thank you to Feargal. Thank you to Pepsi Max. Thank you to Highland Phoenix. Thank you to Brian Kreutz. Fourth time donating. Love the two Brindleys together. Hope you have a healthy 2017, Mr. Brindley.
Thank you very much.
I am a Rover Scout and a leader of a young group at the moment. 15 years Scout and counting. 15 years a Scout, I think.
Wow, yeah.
Man, that is a long time. Thank you. I hope you're enjoying doing scouting. Nick P, it's his birthday today. Wants you to be in on the Triforce Dad Chat. So me and Sips and Pyrian have a podcast where it's because Pyrian's a dad and Sips is a dad, and they talk about all of the boring day-to-day dad stuff that's happening in their lives. You know, driving the dad van down to pick up the kids from school or whatever, and they've got mud all over them or whatever, and or the car breaking down, and just the ordinary, mundane dad tales.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm sure you have hundreds of tales from.
Oh yes, of course we have. Yeah.
From when we were kids.
Taking you in the swimming pool. Yeah.
Yeah, and dropping us off, and.
Yes, I always remember being in the swimming pool with you on more than one occasion, Lewis, and I would be showing you or playing with you, and someone would come along to me and say, "Oh," he says, "you've got nice grandchildren there, haven't you?"
Well,
and I would say, "Yes, they're very good."
Yeah, very well behaved.
Oh, dear.
Well, your hair did go grey very quickly after we were born, actually. And was that due to the stress of having us as kids?
It was grey before you were born.
Was it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm sure there's
you didn't send it grey.
There's pictures of you and Mum where you had brown,
slightly brown,
but it was like as soon as you met her, and you were like, "Bam! I'm going grey now." If you'd left it another couple of years.
No, I.
Were you secretly dyeing it the whole time?
No. Secretly dyeing it.
And then you got married, and suddenly.
No,
it's revealed.
It washed out.
Yeah, in the swimming pool.
The swimming pool, yeah.
Yeah, thank you to Nick P. Thank you to Kevin D. Thank you to Thomas Wilkinson as well. So yeah, there's all these good stories that me and Sips and Pyrian has, and there's all very sort of mundane, everyday happenings. The stuff that you don't sort of remember for a very long time.
No.
But they're sort of the day to day, just life as it happens.
Yes.
Just the
like driving your car backwards and hitting somebody.
Everyday happiness, though, that you don't necessarily remember, or not necessarily happiness, like just. But yeah, everyday things that make up life. They don't have to be groundbreaking or anything.
No.
They're just things that happen to us.
So I think some of the good things about when you and Ralph were young was when we'd go to the school and you'd be in a play or singing songs.
Okay.
And some of those were really good.
Oh.
Very entertaining.
Yeah, I've taken that through to.
And I have to take. I think the credit has to go to the teachers who organised these things and made sure that you did do the things you were supposed to do. It was good. Yeah, I always remember you singing when Father papered the parlour.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can barely remember these types of things, Dad.
Oh, you did well. You had it off to a perfect tee. I mean, it was excellent performance.
And then I followed it up with Outcast, Bombs Over Baghdad. I remember. I rapped the whole thing in front of the school of 8-year-olds. I don't think that's true. Man, it was a time. I remember. Well, it was a nice place to grow up. Party Dwarf, love you, Yogscast. Thank you very much. Kipper has donated, and Mouse Anon. Rory Gerard has donated, and Jan Coronda, and Cheryl has donated. I don't think it's our Cheryl.
No.
Loving what you guys always do. Hope you Brindleys have a fantastic Christmas.
Thank you very much.
We will. So we're up to date with donations.
Yeah.
That's all the donations done.
Thank you.
We did it. We did it, everyone. We made it. So is there anything you wanted to talk about tonight? Anything you wanted to say? Anything you wanted to any ideas? Are we done? You're just looking forward to...
Well, yes, I'm looking forward to 2017.
Okay.
Because we are going to do some more exploring of the world.
Where are you going?
Which we haven't done before. Well, we're going for the first time ever to America.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You've never been to the States?
I've flown over it, but never been to it.
Right. In it.
In it. We're going to be in it. Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
Whereabouts are you going?
We're going to do a tour of the Grand Canyon area.
Okay.
Go to some of the parks, starting at Las Vegas.
The Hoover Dam.
Yeah. Yes. I don't give a damn, but.
Vegas.
Yeah, it'd be good. Looking forward to it. Yeah, people tell us how good it is. We know people who've been to Las Vegas, like you, for example. We have friends who've been to the Grand Canyon. We have friends who've been to the parks. So we thought it's about time we did it.
You're going to gamble away all your pension?
I certainly hope not. Perhaps
Put it all on red.
Perhaps some of it, but yeah.
Mum will do, I'm sure.
Oh no,
She's
no, your
reckless.
mum won't.
She's wild.
She might put a few 2p's in the slot machine, but
She'll be good.
should be good. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Should be good. Yeah. Yeah. Well, let me do another question for you then. Okay. So, what was your favourite movie or book when you were my age? So, when you were sort of 30, 20, 30, what were you watching on what was your sort of, did you read when you were a teenager? What were the big sort of things?
Well, I only recall reading things like Biggles books.
Right. They were a bit young though,
Yeah.
So you didn't really read very much or watch movies?
No, apart from at school when we had set books to read for English literature and things like that.
Right.
No, I don't suppose I did a lot of reading. No, too busy doing other things.
Right. What kind of things?
Homework, for example.
Right. Okay.
Yes, homework.
Wow,
we had to do
you really
homework.
were a role model, aren't you? You don't have to. You don't have to pretend anymore, Dad. It's not a job interview.
Yes.
What is the best thing that your parents or your grandparents ever cooked? What was the best sort of thing? Do you remember them having a special skill at cooking or?
Well, I don't remember my grandparents cooking anything for me because both my grandmothers died fairly young. And my grandfathers were very much dependent on somebody else looking after them.
I see, the one arm.
The one-armed man.
Yeah.
So, no. Parents... well, you see, there's certain dishes which were peculiar to, I would say, the Midlands, which you don't like down in this part of the world.
Right.
For example...
Be careful.
For example, tripe and onions.
Right, yes.
Now, most people think of tripe as being absolutely horrible, but if it's cooked properly, it's a lovely meal.
Right.
But you must remember, yes, that in those days...
I see, yeah.
We are talking about a long time ago.
You didn't have KFC.
We did have KFC. We didn't have anything like that, no. We didn't have supermarkets.
Or Pizza Hut.
We didn't have supermarkets.
Didn't have sushi, you didn't have noodles, didn't have burgers, really.
No, we didn't. Unless you made it by yourself on this homemade burger.
Didn't have supermarkets, no?
No, go supermarkets, what were they? Never heard of them. So it was austerity. To be perfectly honest with you, austerity.
Nettle soup.
People think of austerity now. It's not austerity at all.
Oh, I love a bit of tripe and onions. Wash it down with some beetroot wine.
It's impossible to imagine for people nowadays, young people, to imagine without the television, without computers, without motor cars, what life was actually like. It was so different.
It was very, very different.
It was totally difficult for people to realise exactly how different it was. I mean, I never ate a banana until I was about 8. Partly because of the war. Nothing was imported like that at all during the war. It was all important foodstuffs that were imported. And then after the war, it took a long time for things to become normal. I remember walking past a greengrocer's shop and seeing a picture of a bunch of bananas. And saying,
bursting into tears over a banana.
Saying to my mother, what are those? And she said, well, they're bananas, but...
We can't afford them.
We can't get them. Never mind, can't afford them.
It's just a picture.
Yeah, just a picture.
Oh, dear.
So, of course, when they actually appeared, a bit like the peanut butter, wonderful.
first taste of a banana.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, for goodness sakes. It's so weird talking about this stuff. Such a different world, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yes, it is. A different world.
Do you miss anything about those days? What do you miss most, sort of?
I suppose as what happens when you move away from the city and town in which you were born, you leave behind friends and relatives. You do make, obviously, new friends, but you can't make new relatives unless, of course, you get married, you have your own family, then you've got a new set of relatives.
You can just spawn your own.
Naturally, and we have got new relatives now, but...
It's true.
Yes, I do miss sometimes missing the relatives that I perhaps should have kept in contact with. But when you move away, even a short distance, it's difficult to keep in contact with everybody you'd like to keep in contact with. You just can't do it.
And that's partly what Christmas is about, though, too. I think that a lot of times you send cards to people that you haven't seen for a while,
You do.
and you get in contact with everyone. So yeah, if you're watching out there and you think, hey, I haven't spoken to my gran for a while, go ahead and send him a Christmas card, or give him a ring.
That's right.
Yeah, you should definitely do that.
Yeah.
I'm reading questions off my phone. I'm not ignoring you, Dad, by the way.
That's quite all right, dear. I know.
I'm just looking for good questions here. So, yeah. Okay. So, what was one of the happiest or proudest moments of your life?
Happiest, proudest moments.
Yeah. When were you happiest? Do you think?
Well, I think one of the happiest moments when I got married.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the wedding day was definitely one of your happiest times of your life. Okay.
Super day. Yeah.
Okay.
Really, really good.
Mum will be glad to hear that.
Because we had a lot of relatives there and a lot of friends, and it was very good. It was a happy day. Yeah.
Where did you have it? Was it in Doddinghurst Church?
It was, and yes, Doddinghurst Church, and the reception was in the local pub.
Classy.
Mind you, remember they got a nice restaurant, so we took over the restaurant.
Well, it's changed hands a few times, so I guess it was good back then, was it?
It has, yes, but it was good. Yeah, very happy.
Oh, good.
And of course, you must remember that when you were born and when Ralph was born, those again extremely happy days. Despite the fact
I kind of feel like you're lying a bit.
No. What? It's interesting when you think back to those days because both of you were born when it was snowing.
Right. We were born outside. Who knew?
I mean, one remembers that because it was bad enough going to see you when it was snowing because you were born reasonably early, October. But the same with Ralph. He was born reasonably late, but snowing again. How coincidental is that?
That's a bit unusual.
Very unusual.
So were you sort of waiting to drive Mum to the hospital? Was that a thing?
Oh yeah, this is the thing. You've got to be prepared for it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I rushed her off to hospital.
It was all So it's no different to how it is today then.
No, I don't think it is. I think it's the same.
Yeah. Man. So I can't believe those are the happiest days.
They were good.
Proudest moments.
Well, it's it feels tremendous satisfaction at having
job well done.
Got married and having a baby, bringing someone into the world. Yeah, it's tremendous. Really good.
It turned out all right.
Of course it has. Look at you. Fine.
It turned out fine. You're fine. Thank you very much. A Cannibal Eater has donated. Great work with the bundle of donations this year. Thank you very much. Tofan says, Lewis and Dad stream is an interesting way to relax after coming home from my hectic retail job the last day before Christmas. Finally feeling some Christmas spirit, man. Thank you very much. Flying Taco Cats. Papa Brindley, please share with us the story of how you met Lewis's mother, or share with us some good pickup lines.
Oh, dear, no, I don't think I was ever very good at picking up.
Or putting down.
Oh, well, I don't know. Actually, I perhaps do myself an injustice. Now I think about life in general.
Yeah.
But I don't think we better go there too far. Meeting your mother?
Yeah, you met my mother
Yes.
playing tennis, didn't you?
Badminton.
Badminton, of course.
Badminton. And coincidentally, although neither of us lived where we live now, we met in that town in which we now live.
You met in Ongar?
We met in Ongar.
No way. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because they had a badminton club meeting there, and
you were living in Doddinghurst.
I was living in Doddinghurst.
So that's like 20 minutes drive?
20 minutes, yes. And your mother was living in Hornchurch.
So what would you drive down in your Morris Minor, would you? Or something?
Or
what did you have back then?
I had, I think it was a Ford Cortina.
Oh, a Ford Cortina. What colour was it?
Blue.
Let's look that up.
Dark blue.
Let's put this on the screen, just so people know what a dark blue Ford Cortina looks like.
It was Cortina E, which in those days meant top quality.
Was it this one?
No, it was older shape than that.
Was it this one? This one? Give me a. Tell me when I'm right. This thing. It was this.
No, it wasn't.
Yes,
that.
it was.
It was not that.
Was it this?
No.
Was it square like this?
It hadn't got the square front.
Did it have this on the front? This is the American sort of style, isn't it? It didn't have a square front.
No, it didn't have a square front.
It didn't look like this. This looks like how I imagine it. This is you.
Yeah, you imagine that. Yeah. Yeah, it was a jolly good car, I must say.
It was sportier than that, right? Was it like this?
No, it was not quite like that. It was a much sleeker vehicle altogether. Altogether sleeker.
But it had the Ford logo on the front.
Yeah,
right?
It's a car your mother didn't like.
Why didn't she like it?
I don't know. I never exactly found out why.
Was it like a boy racer's car?
It was more of a hatchback as well than that model.
Not like this.
That's a square model. It was much sleeker.
Like this. No, it's tiny images. Let's search for big images, and then we can get some real. Oh God, Google, why? How do I? Oh, hang on. Don't worry.
Anyway, we're really getting off the topic, aren't we?
Yeah, sorry. I just wanted to imagine you drive it up. So did Mum have a car as well?
Oh, yes.
What was her car?
It was Austin. What was the name of it?
Like an Allegro or like a Healy?
No, it was not. I don't think it was an Austin Healy.
I don't know.
Do you know, I've forgotten the name.
Well,
isn't that terrible?
It doesn't matter, Dad.
Because I had a car like that earlier on in my life.
So, I mean, it was a different time, the 80s. And, you know, you've seen TV shows and films set in the 80s. I just don't think Doddinghurst and Ongar have changed that much.
No, it hasn't.
It's like a little village, driving from Doddinghurst to Ongar. It's dark the whole way. There's no street lights. You know, you're driving through sort of woods and stuff,
That's
aren't
right.
you?
Yeah.
And it was probably the same 30 years ago.
Oh, yes, I'm sure it was.
40 years ago, I suppose. Closer to. And so, you know, playing badminton in Budworth Hall, I assume.
No, leisure centre.
Ongar Leisure Centre.
Yes.
I played some badminton.
Remember the swimming pools there as well, the gymnasium, big sports hall.
So how many people were there?
Well, quite a lot. Quite a lot.
And did you go regularly?
Yes, I did play regularly until I hurt my back.
And Mum went regularly, or did you just come along?
No, she didn't go regularly.
Right.
She only went intermittently.
Okay.
And it wasn't long after I met your mother that I hurt my back.
Right.
And so I didn't play badminton thereafter at all.
Okay.
And mind you, when you were young lads, we did play. When I say play, we stood on different sides of the net and hit the racket to each other.
I see. I've never really thought of you as having a bad back, though. I never really thought of that as a thing. I always felt you were, when we did play badminton as a family, I always thought you were very competitive. But I guess you were going easy.
Oh, well, yes.
Now
yes.
I know.
Yes.
All those times I beat you, you were letting me win.
Not deliberately. Yeah, it was. Well, it is difficult. The tendency is, if you're not careful, if you're enthusiastic, is to start playing better than you should. You know, trying harder than you should, and then that's when you cause the damage, isn't it? So you have to be careful.
So you played Mum, and you beat her with your acrobatic antics.
Well, I think we either. The nature of when there's a group playing is that you play with each other or you play against each other, and that's when you meet people, isn't it?
It wasn't like a duel. It wasn't like a tournament.
No, we never. It wasn't a tournament.
Okay.
Just people enjoying the time.
Right.
Mainly, of course, it was doubles, because when you've got a group of people, you can't just play singles. No one gets the opportunity to play. So you play doubles most of the time.
Right. I see. It's a limited amount of space.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably good exercise as well. So, yeah. And then you went out for coffee. You went to see a movie. Shared a glass of beetroot wine.
Went to see a movie.
Oh.
I don't think your mother would have appreciated me offering her any beetroot wine.
You don't think so?
No. I think she doesn't appreciate me offering her any homemade wine now, so it certainly didn't apply then.
When was it? Yeah.
No. I think what happened was that, in the nature of society in those days,
You asked her father.
Some mutual friend said, "Oh, I'm having a party. Would you like to come?"
Bring some beetroot wine.
If you prefer to do that, bring it. You can drink it. Nobody else will. And it goes from there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You meet people, talk to them, enjoy being with them.
Playing some music. Karma Chameleon. That was what was number one when I was...
Was it?
On my birthday.
Yes.
Yeah, you can look up what was number one on your birthday. I'm not sure yours goes back that far. I don't think they had number one in Roman times.
Bing Crosby doing something, I should think. No. Oh, no, before Bing Crosby, I think. Don't bother looking, Lewis. Don't bother looking. No. Those days are long gone. Well, yes, there's an interesting lot of cars here, Lewis.
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the Austins, yeah. So, thank you to George Freeman. Do you like donuts, Dad?
Oh, I love donuts.
What's your favourite kind of donut?
Jam donut.
Okay. Thank you to April. She has donated $300. She says, thank you for the joy you bring to everyone every year.
Wow, that's good. Thank you.
Thank you so much. McGibbets. I don't even like Yogscast very much. Here's $30. Thank you, my friend. Goldstein says, hello there. Love what you guys are doing. Can I get hello from you guys for Josho, Killian, Craigio, and Weech? Wow. What is that what Mum had? Probably not. Just try not to break the internet, Dad. People are trying to use it for stuff, like looking up pictures of cats and stuff. Butter Biscuit says, here's some money for cancer and other good causes. Thank you very much, Butter Biscuit. Hey, would you blow me? says, Dad, do you remember much about the British Empire?
Not a lot.
No, it wasn't really your main area of expertise, was it? Tom Oof has donated. Thank you very much. Baguette Man says, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas from France with plenty of croissants. You do like France, don't you?
Yes, nice country.
We like France.
Yeah.
Leighton says, your young Brindley, Mr. Brindley, your decision to take in and raise a young Lebanese child like one of your own is truly inspirational. Kappa. Merry Christmas to you both. So there's a long-running joke that I look like a Lebanese child.
Do you really?
Do you think I look slightly? I think they used to say swarthy.
Well, in that case, you must have a Lebanese grandfather because you look very much like my
Which
father.
side would that be on?
My father.
I look like your father, do I?
Yeah. No.
And you don't know if he had any Lebanese.
Well, he was certainly not Lebanese.
Right.
No, I know. I can be pretty confident that he was not Lebanese.
Are you sure I'm definitely? Well, I'm definitely yours because I look like your father.
You definitely have the same characteristics. Yes.
Was he a fantastic-looking man?
No, of course he was. Just like you.
With really just great features.
Yeah.
Strong jawline.
Yeah.
Just great.
Wonderful hairline.
Great hair. Great eyes.
Same color. Actually, Lewis, definitely the same coloured hair.
Okay, well this is dyed a little bit, so
Yeah,
I'm going a bit grey.
though.
I'm going a bit grey on the front, you know.
Yeah, I know you are.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Dad. Reese Drinkwater says, thank you, Lewis, for all the hard work and everyone does, and thank you, Mr. Brindley, for all you've done, your service to our country, and of course, beyond such an entertaining guest on the streams. Thank you, Reese. He's thanking
Thank you very much
for doing national service.
Yeah.
Thank you to Sarah from Doom Pigeon Gaming. First time donating during the Jingle Jam this year. I hope you have a fantastic December. She asks, do you want grandkids? I don't know why she's asking this. Maybe she's thinking, you know.
Yes. Well, yes, it would be nice. It would be nice having grandchildren.
Well, you know, it's tough. You know, you had to wait a long time.
You're right, yes.
You know, you waited a long time before you had kids.
That's right.
You know, so...
Long wait for grandchildren.
That's your punishment. It's karma. What goes around comes around.
Yes.
If you want grandchildren, you've got to get in there early. You've got to have kids at 18, you know. Get on with it.
Yeah.
So if you're listening, you know, get on with it. If you want grandchildren, you better start thinking about children. Darth Plagueis the Wise says, Merry Christmas, gents. Did you ever watch Only Fools and Horses?
Oh, of course.
You're beginning to sound like Uncle Albert with your during the war stories.
Oh, yes, of course.
Well, his during the war stories were ludicrous, though.
Yes. Uncle Albert.
Don't think he was ever in the war, was he? Or I think wasn't his story in Only Fools and Horses that he was in the Navy and every ship he was on sank?
No, that was the second one who was in the Navy, wasn't it? The one with the beard.
Right.
He was the second person they had. Was he grandfather or what?
He was Uncle Albert, wasn't he?
Was it?
I think they had someone before that. I think I'm thinking of I didn't realise I was talking with Only Fools and Horses.
Yeah, because the first one. There was an episode in which one of the uncles was put inside a Spanish prison.
Okay.
And
in modern Spain.
And he was
for jaywalking.
Yeah, because his name was on a list from very many years earlier when he'd been accused of gun running or something like that.
Right. Okay. During the war.
During the war, yeah. This was a Spanish Civil War, I think.
Oh, of course. That was, I remember that.
Just before, the mid-30s.
Thank you very much to you. Thank you to Vincent Berger. Loving this podcast. Sorry, it's what it's turned into. Booth has donated. She says, tell us a good story from when Lewis was 5 years old.
And this was 5 years old.
Do you remember any stories of me being a naughty kid?
Naughty.
Nothing too embarrassing.
No, I don't think he was at all naughty. He was always a very good actor. And he would perform in our lounge all sorts of acts, even at an early age.
What kind? What were you talking
Singing.
about? Oh, right, okay.
Singing, acrobatics on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We were always entertained.
Well, there you go. Thank you so much. Text booth. Shannon, hey Lewis, thank you for everything you do. You've helped me throughout the years. Shout out to my beautiful girlfriend, Shelby. Have a great Christmas. Thank you very much, Shannon. Kronos Fighter, nice to see you spending time with your dad. Merry Christmas. Thank you very much to you. Adam says, Merry Christmas, Brindleys. Enjoying a nice relaxing stream while sobering up after finishing all of my work for the year. All the best. Thank you so much. What's your favourite drink, Dad? Says Martin from Norway.
Favourite drink?
Yeah.
Oh, this person has obviously not listening to our earlier comments, has he?
Is it gin?
Gin.
Okay, it is. Gustav Sulingwa Warburg says, finally got my salary, so here's some money for charity. Thank you very much, Gustav.
Thank you.
Howie Feltersnatch says, cheers, lads. Merry Christmas. Josh Follman says, hello, Lewis and Mr. Brindley. Wanted to give a perspective from our generation. I'm 32, and my grandparents were farmers. Everything they grew at their house was homemade. They raised all their own fruits, vegetables, chickens, pigs, and cows, and all their meat was butchered themselves. All condiments were homemade as well.
Wow.
Living this way gave me a very different perspective as far as food is concerned. Thank you for everything you do, and happy Christmas. I'm sure, happy holidays, he actually says. I'm sure everyone out there has had a very, very different experience to us.
Yeah.
So what I think is like pretty boring, all the chat that we had tonight, it's just our it's what happened to us, isn't it? You know?
Yes.
So,
It's family business, really.
yeah. Indeed. Dad falling off the roof story. Nah, we won't do that. You're always
You don't want to know about maybe falling down, surely.
off the roof and
No, I never fell off the
ladders.
roof. No.
Getting trapped on the roof.
I've fallen off a ladder, but never off the roof.
Well, thank you very much. Suki and Bonnie have donated as well. Cool. We are going to call it, actually. We're going to go off and get you something to eat, and then we're going to get some sleep.
Okay.
And then we're going to drive back home
We are.
across the country tomorrow. Have
From west to east.
have our family Christmas.
Yeah.
I do a puzzle.
Yes.
I got Mum a puzzle.
Good.
It's of like an Italian city, so it's quite complicated. She'll like it.
Right.
Do that, and then drink some Advocaat, open some presents.
That's right.
So
Open the presents.
and ring up everyone, ring up all the family, and have a chat with everyone. It'll be great. So go ahead, make sure you guys do that as well. And thanks for joining us over these Christmas streams.
I'd certainly like to thank all your viewers here who listen to your programme for the great generosity that a lot of these charities will benefit hugely from it. It's really good.
Yeah.
And as I say, most of your people out there have said that you do a good job. Your team does a good job. I think it's wonderful that you produce such a wonderful result.
Thanks, Dad. That's really nice. We are going to love you and leave you. Stay tuned for I don't know what. If there's anything else tonight, I don't think there is, but stay tuned. We'll be back after Christmas. Make sure to spread the love. It's Verdact. He's coming up. Cool. So stay tuned for some Verdact, and send him all your love.
Wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
Thanks, Dad. Merry Christmas, everyone.